myself in here. Oh.
Shall I get out my dragon walks into a bar joke book in the meantime?
Please don't.
There's those.
I promise. I promise I won't.
So I can get.
So this one's just off the top of my head and nothing to do with the poo.
Did I roll a
What do you
natural
say to a
1 on my
fake-
persuasion check? Is
Sorry,
that what's
mate.
going on?
What do you say to a fey beast you're in a staring contest with? Blink dog. Get it? Because of blink dogs. There we go.
All right,
Is everyone in
Titus.
initiative yet?
Yeah, I'm gonna fix that. Okay. Braegar, Elvis, Evangeline, you're on there twice, so I'm gonna delete one of you. Titus, I was trying to put that in. You're at 16.19. But your token isn't on the sheet, so that should fix it. Yeah. Let's make sure that if I fix that now, descending. Yeah. Okay. Great. Okay.
Yeah, for some reason
Um,
I can't drag myself onto the map, but
No.
I got my rolls in.
Okay. All right. Let me grab your guy. It doesn't really matter, so you have access to it.
Maybe he's stealthy.
Super stealth.
Yeah,
We can't see any of them. We can't see him at all. Where are you guys?
Hiding under the cobblestone.
Kai, with this montage, does this mean we're at full on everything?
Where have you guys? Where did we last leave off?
Well, in the
I'm talking
I
about
think-
like my spell slots and hit points and whatnot. You know.
I mean, I guess you've had a long rest. Yeah. I mean, time has passed,
Okay.
right? Yeah. You
so we were
can
going
imagine
to
that you were.
check out the theatre a little more. And also
Braegar,
get-
Elvis, Evangeline. Where are you, Titus? Titus, I'm also having trouble pulling your goddamn guy out. What's going on here?
No idea.
Come on, Kai, pull out.
I see your character sheet. I see your. Oh, it's like your default token is gone.
Huh.
Oh.
That's weird.
I'm gonna delete that, and then. Geez, where the hell is your token?
So who put the token on the character sheet? Was it you, extra, or was it Kai?
The default token would be him. I can't, as a player,
Yeah,
create a default token.
but we haven't had a problem before. You've used your token before multiple times.
Yeah.
So Kai, unless you did some recent house cleaning where you edited your where you started deleting some stuff from your inventory, some artwork from your Roll20
I don't think I
inventory.
did. You know what? I'm just gonna let me just grab this. I'm gonna grab this from your from our chat on Roll20, and I'll fix this really fast. Sorry about that. I was hoping to start this in a very kind of exciting way, but it's not.
I will never forgive you.
Didn't quite work out.
I'm not excited.
Okay, save the image preview.
I drank a lot of whiskey last night and I'm not hungover. It's very strange. Something is going to go wrong this week.
I drink wine.
This amount of luck does not happen to me.
Crow. All right. I got you there. Gigantic.
Ah, yes.
A gigantic Titus Crow.
Life size.
All right, that's about the right size. Yeah.
Holy shit.
There
Okay.
we go.
All right. So
Shit.
I'm gonna fix this real quick. This belongs to Titus Crow.
We're stealthy,
That's-
but only Team Fortress 2 spy stealthy.
Crow sounds quite evil, doesn't it? Titus Crow. You know, sounds like he could be like the henchman of a nasty organisation, like
Now that's good enough.
the Conservative
Let's save
Party.
changes. And then
Right.
reset the token and save changes. All right, that's your guy. There you are.
Perfect. All right.
Your guy should have his stuff. I mean, doesn't have all his macros or anything, but you can do that as needed. Okay. So you guys you turn the corner and you are moving through this alleyway. The thing is that not only do you know that this whatever this is tore apart, what you ended up realizing was a vampire, but you also know that it's killed several other people simultaneously in a violent way, pulling them apart. So
Were they also vampires? Do we
No,
know?
no, 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 no. But you've never quite seen anything like this before. The violence of the attack, the bloodshed was animalistic and violent, and you're really not too sure what the heck it was. For whatever reason, you want to know more. Okay.
Guys,
Okay, and so.
I want to know more.
All right, and as you are moving through the alley, just at the last second, basically see who's got the best. Both Elvis, you notice it, and so does Titus. It seems like, although it's too late, it's almost like a shimmer that you see out of the corner of your eye up against the wall, and suddenly you are confronted by a massive beast that comes straight out of the shadows towards you. Okay. So, out of nowhere, out of some sort of impossibly hiding space, these guys up here, snarling beast that towers even over Elvis, comes out.
Oh no.
Am I glad I got my weapons silvered?
Yes, indeed. All right, interesting. They are slow on the uptake, unfortunately, even though they do have a drop on you. So they've been hidden, and you did not see them. So they have advantage on their next attacks. I suppose, right, Anthony? Like if they make a hidden attack, none of you see this. It's basically a surprise round. They're going to attack and with advantage, right?
The surprise round goes like this.
Not a surprise round. You guys are all surprised, right? Because they come out.
So yeah, we have the surprise condition until the start of our turn. So
next turn, yes.
Yeah, so everybody pretty much, because of their shitty initiative rolls, they don't get the advantage of a surprise round. They don't have advantage on their attacks or whatnot against anybody.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
Don't. It's a surprise round, so don't they get to act on their right? The surprise.
We all go. Nobody does anything, but now
and then
it's their turn, and they can attack, but they don't get any special advantages or anything like that. Because everybody else is aware they're here now.
Yeah. Just double checking. Okay, right. So, bam. So suddenly you see them. They come out, and then you guys. I'm going to ask you slightly different. I want to ask everyone to roll a wisdom save because the mere presence of them fills you with a uncontrollable fear. So I'm going to. right, Titus, I need you to also roll your a wisdom save.
He did. We're
Oh,
waiting on Eve. Yeah, there she is.
Oh, there it is. 20. Okay, maybe it didn't show up. Okay, both. So both. Okay, so Eve. I'm going to say both Eve and Braegar. You guys are going to just feel overwhelmed at the sight of these things. There's something about them that terrifies you. The roar that they give out now in this animalistic growl sends shivers down your spine in a way that you haven't felt in a long time. So because of this, you guys are going to have the fear condition.
Send shivers down my spine. Body
So,
aching all the time. Werewolf, life had just begun.
okay. And it is momentarily like, where is it? The frightened condition is what I'm looking for, right?
Yeah, it just means you have disadvantage on attacks
Yeah,
against
I'm trying to find
people
what
you're afraid of.
the little icon is for it. I'm not sure which one it is.
I give up with those. I'll just
Yeah,
put anything
yeah.
on there that reminds me.
Yeah, so
think
so
about
just a reminder, yeah. So you're in a frightened, you're frightened. You're going to get an opportunity to on your next turn to try and overcome that. All right, so these two creatures they move towards us, and again, this is theater of the mind, right? So they rush towards you in this narrow alleyway, bearing down on you, and then they are going to attack, and they are going to slash at you. Okay, and the first one is going to slash at Titus Crow. The other one is going to come in at Elvis. That's kind of the order in which we're looking at. Okay, and then
Bitches.
right, okay, that misses. Okay, so they slam you up against the wall. You could hear them roaring, and then they're going to try and bite you. Oops, that's the wrong thing, right? Because they have a multi-attack. Okay, Titus Crow, I believe that is through. Well, that's where that werewolf has attacked once. Okay, and then submit. Okay, nasty. All right, so who has Okay, so I'm going to say that the DC is lower on this, right, from the bite. So just roll me a DC 10 on this. Okay, no problem. Elvis, you've been bitten, and then please, Titus, give me a DC 10 check. Okay, no problem, right? You shake it off, and these creatures are now roaring in front of you. Braegar and Eve, you sense absolute fear, and then the top of the round starts. Braegar, there's madness in the alleyway. What are you going to do?
Oh man, I'm afraid, right? Still afraid?
Yeah, you're in a frightened condition, yes. That's the frightened condition. Thank you. That's the one.
All right, so I'm going to magic missile this guy.
Okay. All right. Magic missile slams into it for 11 points of damage. You hear it growl in agony as it slams back and stumbles over some refuse on the ground as you get hit by the magic missile.
There's more where that came from. I'm done.
All right. Elvis.
So this werewolf has me pinned up against a wall.
Yes,
This
yes,
makes me
cinematically.
This makes me very, very angry. And cinematically,
Or Randy.
well, I go into a rage, first of all, because who wouldn't? And then I nut it so that it lets me have a bit of some room, but obviously it does no damage, it's purely cinematic, so it goes back a step. And then I will recklessly attack the little bitch with my silvered maul. So that's a 12, I'm guessing that misses.
Actually, no, it does not. That is actually a hit. They don't really have a very high AC, funny enough.
Apparently not. And then 24. Oh, hang on. I don't get to attack twice, so ignore that.
Okay.
I have no bonus action to speak of. So yeah, it's my turn.
Okay. And I was actually able to ask Braegar. I should have double checked. Did you hit the werewolf who was attacking Elvis, or the one who was attacking?
Yeah, Elvis.
Okay, right. So double confirming. All right. Yeah. And so the werewolf is. You've hit it with a silvered weapon, and it is takes a complete brunt of it. Funny enough. Yeah, 14. It howls in pain. Titus. Oh, no, was that? I'm sorry, that should have been Titus. No, am I right? Did I miss you, Titus? Yeah, I did.
It jumped over me, but it's okay.
I don't think it is.
It's because you're not probably in a turn order for whatever reason. So it's okay. Go ahead, Titus. It's no big deal.
Let's see. So this is in the Quartier Ouvrier.
Yeah. Cokeleaf, the poor section of the city. Not far at all from your new base in reality.
Okay, yeah. So since we were out hunting, and we weren't gonna have to necessarily go over any guard posts, I will have brought along my rapier, and that is what I'm going to attempt to stick the one that bit me with. So,
All
bad doggy. Have at you.
So a successful strike. You feel your rapier cut and slash it, but it seems whatever it's thick fur and hide doesn't seem to seems to turn the blade away, and you can even see the cut that you form on it start immediately closing. And a shiver of fear goes down your spine.
Shit.
All right. Oh, Evangeline. Sorry, I'm messing with the thing. Evangeline, it's up to you. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
So I'm going to hide here behind Elvis, and
Yes,
my eyes are going to turn red as I whisper a prayer to Ezra and try to erupt him in sacred flame.
All
Not
right, go
Elvis,
ahead.
hopefully.
Not Elvis.
Eve shows her true colors today.
All right, so this is dexterity saving throw. All right, public roll. Yeah, it does not. It's unsuccessful. So you blast it. What happened here? That was supposed to be. 58, 47, 33. So it's down to 30. Okay, yeah. So it's hurt. It doesn't look very happy being slammed by that. your sacred flame. It sort of whimpers almost in agony.
Bare my teeth at it and hiss.
Okay, and so the creature is going to now attack Elvis. Is going to try and slash at you.
Got advantage, by the way. That misses.
Going to try and slash at you. So two slashing attacks at you.
Both miss.
All right. All right. You are one tough cookie there, Elvis, and you're able to move quite quickly.
Look at it and say, ironically, you're a bit of a pussy.
And so it tries to slash at you, Titus Crow. And Titus, your AC is 16. So one of them does hit, and it cuts across your chest and cuts through your armor for 9 points of damage as you stumble backwards and slip along the disgusting, muddy, and shitty street. And it continues to roar. Okay, but actually, Braegar, you guys can roll another will save to try and unfrighten yourself. Okay, you have shaken off this sort of strange cloud of fear that entered your mind.
Okay, I'm gonna attack the one I've been attacking, the firebolt.
All right, go ahead.
Damn it.
Woo! That was cool. Okay, yeah, no, it 11. Yep. Actually, that does hit. That hits. It's the same one, right?
Yep.
Yep. They don't seem to have a really fantastic armor class, at least not as I see here. So it's actually not that bad. So it's looking pretty hurt. It's unhappy.
Guy, your APIs might be broken.
Man, okay. I'm gonna do it again. Check.
Because don't you usually have some sort of indicator for half health?
Yeah. I don't know.
Apart from the ring.
Yeah.
Because I can see the
but
ring.
yeah, can you see the ring? Yeah, I can see the ring's changing color.
I could see the aura. The aura's functioning. It's just your other macro isn't functioning.
Yeah, usually they're spurting blood by this time.
Yeah, I mean, there was like a weird blood splurt there, and then it stopped. So I might have to. It might be that that API settings might be different than they are in the other game. I'll have to check that.
I thought the other game was broken. So is that the real one? And this is.
Oh, you might not have that API in this game, Kai.
Yeah, I think I have different APIs than the.
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
okay.
I think I have slightly different ones. That's why.
Okay.
I have Aura Tint Health, and there's something. I don't think I have Health Tracker here, but anyway, sorry. The things. You can see it's hurt, right? You can definitely see that. Its fur is kind of burning. You can smell it, right? And it's starting to almost like sort of stumble back. You can see its eyes are looking at all of you fearfully. I'll be honest with you. Braegar, are you going to do anything else?
I'm going to try to speak with the creatures and ask them why they're attacking us when there's easier prey in the city.
Mm-hmm.
You made a poor choice in choosing your next meal.
Mm-hmm. Is this an intimidation or a persuasion?
So yeah, why not?
Okay. Yeah, you can roll intimidation. It's intimidating. That's for certain. And you see them like look at each other momentarily as you say this, and this one werewolf is sort of, again, it's still in melee range, but it's almost like starting to pause and walk back, looking at Elvis and looking at you in a nervous manner. Okay. So.
Excuse me.
Yeah, all right. So then, Elvis, what are you going to do?
Okay. Well, I was going to frenzy, but then I would be exhausted for a week. So, I would also like to negotiate with the werewolf by smacking it recklessly. Now, question. Is it possible to non-lethally hit a werewolf with a silvered weapon?
That's a good question. I suppose it's just like any other non-lethal combat, except that it's not resistant to it. It doesn't have resistance to damage.
I'm going to try and non-lethally give this guy a little tap on the head.
Sure.
Recklessly.
Damn.
15 points of non-lethal ouchie damage.
Yeah, that's interesting. So you give it a good smacking. So it is still up, but it is fucking really hurt. Real hurt.
I will say to it, you can die, or you can stick around and tell us what the fuck you're doing. And that is my turn.
All right. Titus.
Is the one that's like hurting really hard? Is that the one that I'm not? That's the one I'm not fighting.
Yeah. It's like the relative positioning is as you see here.
Okay. I'm going to back away from the one that I'm fighting here.
Mm-hmm.
Just enough to get out of its melee range.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm going to pull out my pistol and shoot it in its stupid face.
Oh, wouldn't that prop an op attack?
His movement, right? If you move out of the
Yeah. So, but then I don't have that disadvantage. Is kind of the idea.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
So if he wants to roll the his reaction on that.
Sure. He's going to try and claw your face.
Yep.
Claw your face.
Okay.
Claws your face for 6 points of damage. As you stumble backwards trying to get your gun out, right? You can feel its claws dig into your neck.
Bang. Take 14.
All right. Ouchie, yeah. Well, actually, not silvered, right? So it still has So I believe that's like anything else in terms of piercing. It's going to be resistant to it, but it's still going to take damage.
Is it resistant or is it immune, Kai?
Isn't it? Am I reading it correct? It's damage immunity, right? It's bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing from non-magical. Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah. It's immune. I keep on forgetting it's not resistant. Yeah. So you hit it, and actually it does nothing. You see you hit it, and it blows its face off, like its ear off, and then you just see the ear reforming.
Would you have done that if you'd known it was immune?
Yeah.
Thinking about that.
I mean,
yeah.
I forgot. We've confronted these creatures.
You've never.
So if I knew it was, if I knew,
we've seen it hit.
Yeah.
We've seen it
I was
hit
gonna say,
with non-magical weapons and to have had resistance rather than immunity is the reason I've said it.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. I mean, last time I said I was giving the sense it was resistance, so I misread it. That's my bad. Yeah, it's actually immunity.
If I saw that my rapier if I saw my rapier did like no damage instead of just
Yeah.
resistance,
Yeah. That's my bad.
and then what I would have done is I would have still shot it, but I would have shot it in the foot and spent a grit point to try to knock it down.
Okay. Let's do that then.
So it needs to make a DC 14 strength save, I think. Double check here.
Yeah.
Yeah, strength save.
Okay. Yeah. Awesome. I will do that. Okay. So it's a DC. I'll make it public. And it's going to be a strength save, DC 15.
Okay.
Yeah, no. All right. So it's enough for it to slip on this muddy, disgusting ground, and it tumbles.
Yep.
And now it's prone, right?
Yes.
All right. Symbol for prone. The prone one here is what the fuck is prone? Come on, show it to me, baby. Prone is that guy. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So it's prone. All right, found it. Excellent. All right. Wow. Okay. This. Okay. Let me just check something here. I've played around with this. I want to see if this is viable. Okay. So, fix this real quick. Okay. It's going to suddenly have a strange growl. It's going to this one creature is going to roar at you. No, I'm I've changed that idea. This werewolf in front of Elvis, it's going to try and disengage you. So it's going to sort of give you a slip. It pushes you back, and you see it start to run. Okay, you see it start to run, and it starts running down the alleyway. And it heads down 30 feet down the alleyway, trying to get away. Okay, cinematically, that's what happens. That's what happens there. Okay, this werewolf, as it's also roaring. By the way, this one werewolf that was attacking you, Elvis, you do notice something unique about it. It has a whitish mane, sort of a white stripe going down its top of its head and down its back.
One of those.
And this werewolf is darker, almost with black fur. So this werewolf is going to try and do this thing. So this is just something I'm playing around with and experimenting with. Okay, so it roars at you, Titus, as it's trying to get up on the ground, and so I can say that this is going to be a DC, not be hard, but a DC 12 will save for you.
Wisdom save.
Yeah.
Yeah, wisdom.
Wisdom save.
It says it looks like charisma, Kai.
I have to fix that. Okay, no problem. It seems like the effect was trying to rattle you, this roar, and make you unstable, but you shake it off and are completely unaffected by it. The werewolf then gets up from being prone and then starts running away also, but only gets 15 feet away from you. And then it is Braegar's turn.
Braegar is going to firebolt the very hurt one running away.
Yeah. Okay. And you hit. You hit it for 7 points, and it falls to the ground and stops moving.
I say to
At
the
which
other
point the
one,
other werewolf roars. Go ahead.
I say to the other one, stop unless you want to have the same fur as your friend over there.
The werewolf roars in like anger and what you perceive to be, uh, um, a combination of anger, fear, and sadness.
What does
Anything
the
else?
werewolf turn into as it drops? A man, a woman?
Oh, that it starts turning into a woman.
Oh, you killed his mate.
Elvis, you could do anything else? I mean, Braegar, you could do anything else?
No,
Okay.
I'm done.
Oh, was that last thing that you said to the werewolf, was that a persuasion, intimidation? What was it?
I'd say it's probably intimidating. Let me see.
Okay. Go ahead. You can roll an intimidation check.
Nope.
No, not that. Maybe it's too angry to really listening to you. Elvis, what are you going to do?
Well, hoping that it's now not so angry that it's lost its mate that we can't question it, I'm going to run up to it and bop it recklessly.
Okay. Yeah. You smack it on the head.
And I will also
No
say
longer
to it,
prone.
maybe we'll let you live if you leave, if you stay and answer our questions.
Is that going to be
would be persuasion?
persuasion? Yeah, give me a
I would rather
persuasion.
I would say
rather it
having
be intimidation.
I would say having Braegar in the party, it's probably a deception because he probably will
You
kill
better-
this
yeah.
person.
Well, I'm going to say intimidation.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hmm. See what happens there. It sort of starts to back away, right? I mean, it's already trying to get away. Turns, right? It's kind of running. It's looking at its mate. It's on all fours. Starting to run when when you say that. Of course, I know it's in melee range, but cinematically, it's looking at you and it's got its hands up and it's in a defensive position. Titus, what are you going to do?
What I'm gonna do is, having noticed that my normal attacks are not doing the greatest, I'm not going to engage it in melee, and I'm just going to yell at I'm gonna yell at Elvis to beat it to death and spit at it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna turn to Even and be like, "Help me!"
Elvis will say back, I will beat it to death if it doesn't stop fucking running.
Evangeline, your turn.
All right. I'm going to move up because I'm not scared of this one. I'm scared of the other one, right?
You can roll. You can. The one you were scared of, they both roared at you, so you can roll your. If I didn't do this before, it's like you should probably have done this before. You can roll to get rid of
Wisdom.
your fear.
I'm
It's a wisdom save. Yeah, I missed you twice. You probably could have done that. Yeah, you should have done that already. So
save or a check?
it's a save. It's a wisdom save. It's like a fear check. Nope, you're still afraid.
Okay, well, I'm going to stay right there then. And I'm going to take half cover behind Elvis and
Mhm.
Sacred Flame.
Yeah, okay, so DC 13. Okay, it's a public roll. Dexterity. Yeah, no, you hit it. Sacred Flame smashes into its fur, and it screams in pain as you hit it. And so this werewolf is not moving. And so this werewolf looks at all of you, and it runs over to its fallen companion. And
I will not take a reaction if it doesn't. Yeah, I'm not going to take a reaction.
yeah, it's okay. Yeah, it does. It runs away. So I guess in the sense it disengages and runs away. Yeah, it's already been very defensive, and it goes to it, and you see it begin to transform from its hybrid, this monstrosity, down to a human, this bedraggled looking human in loose clothing. And he looks at you wild-eyed. He's older. He's got a messy beard. He's dirty. He's clearly wearing. You could see that he was, the werewolf was wearing clothing, and he bends down over his this woman, who looks like she's got silver hair, and he just says, "Help me save her.
Dave,
You can't die."
Dave, can you help?
I could, but I might still be afraid.
Well, it stopped
You're
forcing us. It stopped being
yeah.
hostile. So.
Yeah. So yeah, you
I'm
can
not afraid then.
you can like now that you don't see, like, as a matter of fact, now that you see it change its form, you kind of this fear
Oh, okay.
just kind of drops.
Okay, then I am going to come up here, and I'm going to look at the guy, and I'm going to say, "Our fight is done." Yes.
He shakes his head.
And I am going to spare the
Okay.
dying.
Isn't it already dead?
I mean, it was.
I don't know.
I mean, it was 2 rounds, right? I mean, it died for the last 2 rounds. So
It went unconscious
Yeah.
rather than. Oh, great.
yeah, I mean, it's cinematically, there's nothing. It's doing death saves, right? And while you were fighting the other one, and I'm going to say that now it's not totally dead, and starts the shallow breathing stops.
I'm going to move around to block its exit, just in case.
I can't. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll put it to 1 hit point just for the macro to work properly. Yeah, there we go. Okay. All right. And so there you are, staring at these humans who were in monstrous wolf form. They're lying in the dirty street, looking at you, staring at you. The man is almost starting to cry, and he starts sort of cradles the woman's head in his arms, and he looks at you. Who are you?
Wait.
The power of Ezra will save her.
Bum bum bum. Okay. With that, we will end this sort of crazy cutscene, and we will get back to life as normal. This will happen at some point, possibly in the future, one way or another. So, So let's get us to your back to Port Lucine. All right, guys. So that is at some point in the future, and we will leave it there. A mysterious event. And so now we go back in time, and you guys are all actually, I'd say, at least 24 hours before all this happened. You are in. I'm sorry, wrong map. In your preparing your hideout. So, last we left, you were spending some time getting workers to build and refurbish this new location. I will say that at least half a day has passed, if not a full day, while this has happened. I think the last time we talked, you guys had sat down for a full rest and you went to sleep, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so the next day, you guys will awaken to the sound of one of the downstairs windows breaking. Whoever, if anybody was up in the morning or if anyone was up and about, I believe Charles said he was sleeping
I
downstairs.
sleep downstairs on a camp
Yeah.
bed in the corner. Yeah.
So you're the
Um,
first one. You're the first one to hear the window shattering, and then something skittering along the floor of the building.
I pick up my maul, shout a warning, say, I don't know what the fuck it is, but there's something in here, and I run towards the noise. Well, can I see it?
Yeah. You kind of get up and
I
yeah,
can see it.
yeah, you can see they're the fucking front one of your front windows. Whatever the the window on one of the doors downstairs, it has been shattered, and
Yeah,
there
but
is.
did you not say there was something skittering?
Yes. Well, it stopped skittering. And what I mean is, there's a big rock, like someone took some kind of
Oh, is it
broken.
not a creature?
No, it's not a creature. I mean,
Oh,
you
right.
woke up to the sound of something skittering, but what it was is the rock, must have been gone through the window and slid across the stone floor.
Right, well, I will, in that case, instead of going towards the rock, head straight out the door and attempt to see if anyone's running away.
You have to take some time to disengage the crazy electrical system. That's
What?
Yeah,
well,
I hooked up a
Anthony.
battery to the doorknob.
Yeah, I think everyone knows this. Everyone knows this, so I'm not going to say that like it's a surprise to you, but you have to.
Can I just kick the door down without getting electrocuted?
Can you just
Right.
destroy our front door? Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Would you throw rocks through our window? I want to find out what it
Go to
is.
the
So
window.
let me break more of our place by trying to figure out why our window got broken.
I'll pay for the door. Jesus, stop electrifying my only exit. But, yeah,
I
I'll
know.
kick the door down.
Okay, yeah, I mean, the wires sizzle as they fall off, the handle. The door frame cracks with the force of your blow. The sturdy lock splinters the door frame. So you kick the door. You're a big,
As I
strong guy.
leave, I shout, "We're gonna need a locksmith!"
You're
And then I
paying
just
for it.
run out.
That's it. Yeah, the door. I guess although the door obviously opens in, but you've kind of broken the hinges and
Yeah.
literally just kick it open out the other way. So what the fuck am I gotta say? You smash it, and you open the door. And
Around to see.
you get outside with your maul, and you notice on the street, looking in front of, standing in front of the broken window is about 8 ruffians.
I say, what's the big idea, you pricks?
Hello, ma, hello. Yeah. Someone broke your window. Not good. So sorry.
Are you the leader of this little group?
And the guy who's talking seems to be a bulky guy, not quite your size. You're a massively intimidating bloke, but this guy seems to be pretty big. A hard, scarred face. He's got a big mustache and facial hair. He's young, ish looking, but he looks weather beaten. He's like, Yeah. Me.
You're the leader,
Yeah,
yeah?
me big man here.
And I
Me
look
the big
around.
man here, yeah.
I'll look around at his others, smile, and say, "Well, I believe we should have a conversation." And I smack him on the head with my maul.
Oh, okay, all right. Well, let's clear this, clear turn order. And then, okay. Roll initiative.
Where's my? Oh, drag it out.
Let's get my guys out here. That's real quick. The good old city life. And as you kind of move in suddenly, everybody else gets pretty excited, and stupid street ruffian guys here. They're all talking to you. They're like, "What are you doing here?" So, these guys. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 7, and 8. All right, yeah. All right, let's get this guy. He's gonna get the initiative. And then let's save these two these guys. Yeah, so you smash him. Right, go ahead, roll for your damage.
Okay, I didn't say recklessly, unfortunately, so this will be a straight roll. Oh, good. And once I bring it down on the top of his head, I will look at the others and say, if you want to intimidate someone, you should fucking well stop throwing stones through their windows and give them a good smack on the head. You want to come in and discuss this? You lot stay outside, just you and me. And that way I said in 6 seconds.
Yeah, somebody there. Okay, yeah, okay. Okay, so that happens. The guy's like, so let's see, how much damage you do to him? 10 points? Oh man.
Yeah.
He doesn't like that. Right? Right. Submit. Okay, and so that roll is going to be an intimidation check. Go ahead. Okay. And he's going to, let's see. Okay. All right. So, yeah, you smack them in the head. The rest of the guys start gathering around you, just to get a sense, right? So they're all, and you see them, they're starting to take out, like, some kind of homemade shitty daggers. And one of them's got this kind of rusty bullshit machete, maybe a sap in his hand, and they all kind of surround you now. And so, yes, and so while this is all happening, what do you guys, everyone else, what are you doing?
So
that just happened very quick. You heard, everyone wakes up. I mean, at least Eve, anyone on the second floor, right? At least definitely hears the commotion of Elvis smashing the goddamn door, the front door open off its hinges.
I did shout out to them as well.
Yeah, and you shout it out.
So I would wake up and get dressed. That would probably take me around, and then I would come down to see what was going on. And
Yeah.
see this when I got to the front door.
Yeah, well, yeah. By the time you got dressed, like this is, Elvis is doing this. It's kind of fast. Like you might just be get yourself down to the stairs while Elvis gets himself into this little altercation.
Yeah.
At this point in time,
down, he's all surrounded. They're all pulling out weapons.
Yeah. And let's see. Charisma, intimidation. All right. You see the lead guy again. He's like, these guys are all young bucks, right? You look at them, Elvis, and they all look like a bunch of, it's got to be 20 something at best. Yeah, they're just street rats, right? But their accent's kind of strange. And you're trying to, think about where these type of guys where these guys are coming from, exactly. And they all seem to be wearing some kind of hats or something, right? Or some kind of head covering. But the one that you smacked, his sort of bandana that he's got tied around his head came loose, and you notice that he's got his forehead has been branded with an eagle, right? So there's some kind of weird scarration, some kind of symbol on his forehead, you should recognize this pretty easily, right? You recognize that this is the symbol of Falkovia, which is this intermittent enemy. It's actually, as a matter of fact, why the entire civilized crescent has a military treaty to protect itself against this rogue nation. So that's something that you know. This rogue and this enforcer just he looks at you and he pleads. It's like, no man, no. Maybe I don't think you understand straight what we mean here. And he's going to try and give you a smack.
My turn, isn't it?
Well, no.
Was that not a surprise? Sorry, I thought I was...
Oh, I mean,
my bad. No,
I don't know.
I thought I did, because you just said roll it, but if I didn't, then fair enough.
Yeah, I don't think that was a cover.
Yeah. No, that's fine. That was me misunderstanding. Sorry.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel that was a true surprise round. So.
No, I mean, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Thinking about it, yeah.
Yeah, and so he's just like you see him like and he comes at you, and he's not too happy, but it's okay. I'm gonna check some things here real quick. Yeah, all right. So he tries to smash you across the head with his rusty machete that he pulls up from behind himself. All right, okay.
It misses.
Yeah, all right. And so then the rest of these guys, he's like, you hear him say something in a language you don't understand at all, right? And then about 4 of these guys who are kind of behind you, they come in and they try and come at you, right? Essentially, so these guys are going to try and smack you around a bit. They're gonna try and club you. All right, so one of them does a smacks in the back of the head. Hits you for 7. All right, and then and another one's gonna try and give you a smack. Again, he's got like some kind of a basic club, like a piece of wood in his hand, and he's gonna try and hit you. I do not believe that's successful. You're starting to fight him off, right? But they're definitely all around you. Another guy's gonna try and give you a smack. Nope. And then the 4th guy's going to try and give you a smack, right? And like those are the 2 guys who are kind of behind you, and then you see these other street ruffians. You're kind of like gathering on the front, kind of semi, semi protecting the main guy who started talking trash with you. One of these guys gonna try and dagger you. Okay, 17.
Nice.
All right, so it hits you for 3. Okay, and so right around here is where anybody who's coming out of the building, you're going to see this happening. Right on the middle, right out in the street, right in front through the broken door. You're going to see that Elvis is surrounded by a bunch of street gangbangers, essentially some street trash, and they're all coming at him.
So, at around this point, I'm gonna like bumble out of my room with my gun and be like, "What is that stupid ratling got up to this time?" Fully convinced that it was Herbie.
It's Herbie, right? Yeah. Okay.
It was always gonna be Herbie. Let's be honest.
Yeah. And I mean, since the front of the building has windows, right? And actually, the front of the building actually has these crazy doors that'll open, right? So, because remember, it's like a warehouse. So, as I showed you the picture last week, it's got this setup. I think you guys have tried to lock or trying to keep those doors closed, but it doesn't take. I mean, you can just look down, right, from your whatever room you're in. I think, and if you want to go towards the front and look down and see what's happening, and you hear the scuffle going.
Oh, sure. Okay. So I'm gonna peek out the window. Like, oh! Wouldn't have expected that.
He's
And then
Barbarian, man.
let's see. Can I assess who looks like they're the most injured from up here?
Wait,
I
it's
mean,
only the big
Well,
guy
yeah,
who took.
but I didn't see him take that. I'm now looking out. See, does he
I'm-
look?
No,
does
I'm
he look?
saying.
I mean, everybody
I mean-
looks fairly healthy, right? Just
Yeah,
judging
yeah.
on the green circles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, so I'm gonna pick one at
You can just take a
random
bolt.
and
To the face there.
yeah. He's kind of he's hurt. Yeah. I mean, but and you guys can all roll initiative to become involved now, right? This is not this round. If that's as you start becoming involved in realizing what's happening. So it's immediately in front of your front door, right? You basically see, like a gang. There's a gang surrounding Elvis, and they're, Elvis is out with his maul. He's slamming, he's slamming them. They're in a bit of a fucking fight. It's a street fight. You see clubs in people's hands and the glint of steel.
okay. Alright. I'm on the initiative order now. So
Oh shit, I forgot to click that last time.
Okay, so I'm gonna say is like what doesn't do anything. Evangeline, it's up to you. Go ahead.
All right. I'm going to come up and I'm going to grab this one by the shoulder, whirl
Yeah.
him around, and I'm going to bite him.
Wow. Okay.
Well, maybe not.
Okay. Yeah. So you.
Bare my teeth and show him and act like I'm going to bite him.
He's like, and you see him, you hear him yell out in some foreign language you just don't know, right? And he looks at you, like fucking scared. All right, Braegar. Of course, you hear the commotion, and it's easy for you to see from the top story, with the windows looking down, right, from the fourth story or so. What the fuck's happening?
Oh man, the thing's askew. So I just made the torch a 20-foot radius. Did you see it?
Oh yeah.
So
Can you guys not see?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You
Confirm.
know what my dilemma is, right? Because the map is scaled. So when I made
Yeah.
a 20-foot radius with the torch, do you see the size of the radius?
Yeah. It's not a guess.
That's 200 feet.
Yep. It's a big map.
That's 2,000
Woo!
feet.
Yeah.
So let me make like it. Let's try 1,000. Think that's 20 feet? Or does that look too big to be a 20-foot radius?
Nah, let's call it 20 feet. I mean, this is all, we're not on a perfect battle map, so theater to mindish. It's okay. I mean, if you're going to cast an area of effect, you're going to catch all of them because they're all in a small, tight gang and they're just pushing and stabbing
I
and
don't want to catch all of them. I want to position it where I only catch a couple of them.
Sure. Okay.
So, like that, I can see them, right? How far away am I from the scuffle?
You're up, right? You're up on the 4th story of this building, right? Something like this, right? We saw that's imagine it's about a 4th story building. So you've got your little area on the top. You can look down and you can see them. So at least 40 feet.
Okay. I'm going to cast Sleep on them.
Yeah, okay.
So, do they have 17 hit points?
That one between each. Well, let's be honest. Each one of these guys has about 11 hit points. So
okay, so one of them falls asleep. The other one stays awake.
Yeah. So I'm gonna say this guy falls asleep, but I gotta go back to conditions. I forget what the hell they are. Condition menu. Sleep is unconscious. Oh yeah, it's his unconscious thing. Boom. Okay. Yep. He kind of stumbles and just drops. Just see him fucking drop.
That's my turn.
All right. Okay, and he's not gonna do anything. Elvis, back to you, right? And
I look at the man and I say, "No, mate, it's you that don't understand the trouble you're in." And I go into a frenzied rage.
Hey, just a FYI, Charles, if you hit the dude that's on the ground and you connect, it's an automatic crit. The guy who's sleeping.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just at the moment trying to establish dominance rather than killing him.
I mean, there's no better way to establish dominance than
than turning somebody's head into hamburger meat, in front of everyone.
I just want them to see their leader.
You could go Gallagher style on this guy on the floor's head.
No, I'm going to keep attacking the blokey.
Yeah, the main guy. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh, 10. I'm guessing that misses.
Yeah, that doesn't.
Okay, bonus action. I'll hit him again. Well, I'll hit him. No, I won't. And then I'll say, those were warning shots. Give up now, or we'll kill them all. And that's my turn.
Okay. And you can try and roll another intimidation check with that one, right? And you're growling at him, and okay, another power throw. So he's looking around and he starts talking in some language you don't understand. Yeah. But he's a bit pissed off at you, and so he's going to he's still going to try and give you a slap. Is that a check? Yeah, he's just gonna. Wow, he's just gonna come at you with his rusty machete. Although, you can tell that when he tries to hit you, hello, do your thing. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. So he's not successful in hitting you, but you also notice that he's not. This time he's not trying to stab you. He looks like he's trying to hit you with the flat of the blade, or with the hilt, right? Right. So just so that's what he does.
Okay.
And then what he does is he takes a disengage action, and he sort of just moves out of your range. Yeah? Okay. He walks about 15 feet back. Yeah, and so this guy actually steps in front of you. Yeah, and sort of between you and his boy. Right. Doesn't attack you. Okay. Titus Crow, you see all this madness going down.
Alright, so from my little vantage point of here, I am going. Let's see here. I'm gonna take aim at the one who Elvis looked like he was focusing on.
Yeah, a bigger. He's the leader. Yeah.
Yeah. The leader guy looks. Obviously he looks like he's the most in need of a deposit. And we're just gonna pang, get shot in the face, please.
Ouch! Ouch! Yeah, he that's not good. The gunshot, right, resounds and echoes down the street. Ooh! And you get him. You hit him in the shoulder, and you see him sort of stumble back as he looks up towards you.
And I'm gonna give him a bird.
And he they all sort of, that's three ruffians sort of like turns. They all start turning towards you, and all right, this next guy.
I'll yell down. Be like, doesn't seem like such a good idea now, does it?
So this guy yells, right? He yells at all of them. He screams something out which you guys don't understand at all. He's going to immediately just try and hit Eve, but he's going to hit Eve and trying to hit her with a club. Unsuccessful, but you also see that he's not trying to hit you over the head. He's actually trying to hit you in your legs. Like he's just trying to take you down. Here it's kind of all happening very quickly. You can see he's looking at you, Elvis, and he's a bit afraid, but he still wants to kind of smack you with his club. It was already kind of in the middle of combat. And he does this, but it's non-lethal damage. It's clear.
Yeah, is half of one still one?
It is.
Presumably.
Yeah, minimum is 1 point of damage, yeah. So,
look at him and say, ow.
Yeah, but he's basically trying to almost like slap. He's trying to hit the club, so like he's trying to knock the weapon out of your hand. He's trying to disarm you almost. Yeah. And then this is the one that is facing Evangeline. Evangeline, he also kind of like stabs at you. Like with the club, he's trying to like hit you in the gut, but it's non-lethal damage. It's clear that he's just trying to beat you and not kill you.
Keep doing that.
Okay.
Yeah. And then all this guy is going to do is just going to get in between you and his boy. Evangeline, up to you.
Okay. I am going to look at this one in front of me. My eyes are going to turn red. And I am going to whisper a prayer to Ezra and flame him.
Okay. Ouch. Ouch.
One whole radiant damage.
Yeah. Okay. So you smack him with 1 point radiant damage, and he sees this, and now he gets fucking scared. The rest of them, right? So the rest of them start gasp when they see this happen. What the hell did I do here? That's wrong. You should be 10 points. Okay. Braegar.
God, how did the guy who was sleeping move?
No. He did not. If I moved him by accident, then I'm sorry. He did not move. Then yeah, I'm sorry about that. Maybe it was the wrong view. No, He did not move. He's where he was before.
Okay, so I'm gonna firebolt the dude Eve's fighting. I'm gonna open the window and firebolt the dude. Missing.
Yeah. I believe that should. Ooh. Actually, I think it actually misses. So it lands at their feet. You don't hit them, but they are frightened by what you've just done. You could hear them yelling and pointing up, right? And you can tell that the shouts that are coming, they're like kind of frightened, shouting. Okay, regardless. Okay. Yeah, these guys. All he does, he gets between Elvis. He gets between you and who seems to be the leader, right? So you still got a couple guys behind you. They're engaged with Evangeline. One of them's down at your feet, totally asleep, snoring. Actually, you've got a line of them that come in front of you between you and the enforcer. But you can tell that they're afraid. They're starting to get quite afraid, right? Seeing everything that just happened, the gunshot. This ball of fire just shut down from the building. And they're all sort of nervously looking at you and then nervously talking to the lead guy. What are you going to do? And sort of
take as many opportunity attacks as it takes to get up the leader, hold an action to hit him if he doesn't comply, and then say, we can do this all day. Or you lot can come inside for a nice cup of tea and we can have a chat.
All right. So you run through.
So I'm blocking his exit.
Yep, basically. That's fine. So you're going to run through. You're going to get 2 opportunities of attack from the 2 guys directly in front of you. That's just no big deal. They're both going to try and club you, but it's clear that their attempts at clubbing are non-lethal. Only one hits you for 3 bludgeoning damage. You're going to get right up in this guy's face, yeah. And as soon as you do that, he says something in some language you don't understand, and you see him kind of smiling, and he's looking up, and he's like, ha ha, oh, I think we need talk. Yeah, we need talk. Misunderstanding. We need talk.
Okay, I put my arm around his shoulders and put another arm out to indicate where the door is and say, why don't you and your boys come in then?
And he says something, and again, a language you don't understand, and you see them all looking at each other. Okay. They start putting their weapons away, and he's like, yeah. We talk. I think some things maybe you understand. Maybe I don't understand. But we make good deal. We make good deal. Do not worry. We make good deal. You tough. I like you, man. Big fight.
You're not so bad yourself.
And I still look at this guy right here, and I bare my teeth at him, and I go,
yeah. And he's like, and they start pointing at you, right? No, they all stop. They're like pointing at you, and they start yelling at him. And he's like, big man, you have interesting friends here. They are interesting.
She's pretty cool. And as
Call
we walk in, Sting. All right, Sting. Call me the police.
I'm gonna let him lead, and I'm gonna take up the rear.
As we walk in, I will say, Herbie, put the coffee on.
And none of them, everyone's more afraid of you, Evangeline, than they are of Elvis, actually.
I like it.
Once they start pointing and talking about you. And you see them making like some sort of weird kind of sign, right? Some sort of weird thing in it. I wouldn't call it the Catholic cross, but some sort of weird hand signal and pointing at you and clearly staying 10 feet away from you while they follow the leader and Elvis
I'm going to prop the door up behind me, making sure that the electric thing is disconnected so I don't hurt myself. And then, put the door up behind me and then say, apologies, we don't have much furniture.
Oh, good.
Shout up to Braegar and Titus and say, guys, Let's come down for a little chat with our friends. Herbie, put the kettle on.
All right, gents. Give me 2
You
minutes.
have
I'll be
to
right
do
back.
what I tell you, because you're
All right.
not here to.
Yeah. So they come in and they look around and they're like, the bigger guy. He's like smiling. He's like, hey, you fix up. You fix up. Better than last one who were here. You fix up. Yeah. We talk. Yeah.
But before they come in, did I hear them speaking a foreign tongue to each other beforehand?
Yes. Yes, you
Alright,
do.
so before I come downstairs, I'm going to start ritually casting Comprehend Languages.
Gotcha. Okay. No problem.
I'll say to the bloke, well, first of all, I think we should discuss how much it's going to cost to replace my door and window.
We don't break the door. You break door.
Well, I wouldn't have had to break the door if the window wasn't broken, you see. You set in motion a chain of events. Those events are your responsibility.
No, man, no. He looks at it and says, we saw someone break your window, you see.
But
We
you
just tried to
little
warn
shit.
you. You
Bollocks.
see.
Tell me, what the fuck are you doing?
Hey, look, man. Look, you be here for a couple of days now, and you come talk. You know, you are, you and your people.
Are you offering...
People, we have business, we have deal,
Yeah,
contract.
Are you offering me protection?
Yeah, this place dangerous. You
'Cause
understand?
I'm
Lie.
pretty sure I should be charging you protection money.
No. Nah.
Because I think we just demonstrated that we don't need your protection.
I'm going to walk up behind the leader and I'm going to bare my teeth and breathe on his neck.
He gets spooked out. He's like, he sort of like stumbles off his chair. He's like, look, I don't know who you knew here. Yeah, you knew. But your people, the people you work for, we have contact. We already have contract. We work for you. No one paid us long time. No one has paid us long time. Now
Who
you're
do you
here.
work for?
Your people.
We
Your people. I know who the people you work for who own this place.
Who's that?
this place. We work for ourselves.
No. He starts saying something to everyone else. I assume you're probably you're getting there already, Anthony. And so Braegar will hear him saying, I don't know who these people are here, but they owe us money. They're trying to cheat us. We know contract. We have contract before with them. Them and their people.
Kai, was the guy I tried to teach disguise self successful in his experiments? Is he able to cast that?
Oh. I mean, how long you been? This has only been a couple days, right? Oh no, you've doing it before. Let's see. 50% chance he does. Yeah.
Okay.
That sounds
so
fair.
I'm calling it high on the DC, so 51 and above.
Okay. All right. Let's roll that D100. Yes, he has.
So I'm gonna ask him to come down as me.
Okay.
But, robed up and everything like that, not showing their face like me.
Okay. So Braegar eventually enters, right? As these guys are talking to each other, and they're like, "Look! We got many people here, many more than you, but we don't want to start trouble. You see, we're just trying to get your attention. Palacas, you owe us money. We have a good deal with you. This place, we keep hitting. We make sure no one come by who need not stick their nose by here, man. You Palacas, you me. This is business. We don't want no trouble. I don't want to fight you. No. I just don't know who you are. I want to make sure that we get paid. You Falca Town here now. You Falca Town. You in our place. You our place.
Well, I'll tell you what. You explain to me how it is that you're going to stop people from knowing we're here. Make me a pitch.
He starts, look, man, we have eyes everywhere here. This is our town, our neighborhood. We know who come in. We know who come out. Someone we don't like, he don't come in. Simple.
And
we make sure maybe they never leave.
And could you, if I were to ask you to find out information in the neighbourhood, one of our colleagues asked you to find something out, would that be a service you could provide?
Well, yeah. Just part of the business.
And how much would you charge for this?
And he looks at, well, there are many of us, many mouths to feed. People here help them, got children, wives.
Your price.
I'm
assuming no one else has come down yet.
Guys, you might.
Yeah, Braegar. Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. Oh, that happened. Yeah, with all of us here, we need many mouths to feed here at Falca Town. 50 gold per week. That was normal.
I asked him, who was his contact? The one who paid him weekly.
Okay. Yeah. Give me a second here, and I'm going to. Last time, long time no one come here. They leave. Don't pay money. Long time. It was Edward. That's what he called himself, Edward. There were 5 people here working on things. That's all. Edward. I don't know his last name. Not tell me. Don't care.
Hard.
Does my doppelganger know of who he's speaking of, guy?
No, doesn't. He's like, who? Just shakes his head.
Can I insight to see if what he's saying is valid?
Yeah. He's lying about how much he should get paid. They should get paid, but he's being honest. He seems quite emphatically honest about whoever this Edward guy is and about the fact that he seems actually lying, insulted that no one's paid him his money. So that part's true.
He goes, if you continue to wish employment with us, then the current negotiation is 20 gold.
You see them talking to each other. He's like, to the other people, right?
What are they saying?
And I presume there's like, they did not take the 50. These guys are clever. I do not know what that woman is, but what do you think, boys? You take 20 is good, yeah? Yeah, that's good price, right? Yeah, let's do it. 20. Yeah, we'll say yeah. Yes, okay. Yes, 20 per week. Yes. It's a little low, Maybe not all our services are available. How about 25?
I think it's plenty high enough.
At this
point, to join the undead.
At this point, having kind of like listened in, Titus is gonna like walk down the main staircase, and he's gonna quite loudly say, "Are you gonna ask Eve? Oh, is this the next batch of human sacrifices?"
And I like
And there's a
that.
murmur. There's a murmur around everyone. He's like, did he say sacrifices? Anthony Heath is like, who are these people? Don't, we can't fuck with them. No, it basically says like, they have powers. The other ones were even more powerful. Last time we saw what they did. And you see the guy who's identified himself as Stoichko. He says, enough. You hear Anthony goes, fine, in his own language. Fine, 20 gold, 20 gold. Okay, 20 gold for now. But we will prove that we are worth more than 20, huh? Then maybe we will negotiate, huh? 20 we accept.
If you bring us information that's particularly good, you might get a tip. But I assume we get all of your services, including the information gathering, yes?
Yes, course. Yeah, we do business. It's, yeah. We shake hand now. He spits in his hand, and he puts his hand out. Yeah, we shake.
I will spit
now.
in my hand. I'll spit in my hand, but then before I shake it, I'll say, you got a lot of people. We got some unusual characteristics. If I find out anyone talks about that, our deal is off.
No.
People you got.
We keep quiet, even about the girl with sharp teeth there. We keep quiet. No worry. Did we business? There's business. We're Falca.
Okay.
Well, we keep our word.
His hand.
Yeah.
So I tell him that we require 4 guards a night.
Mm-hmm.
2 on the interior of the building and 2 somewhere roaming the exterior of the building.
Okay.
As long as they're not on my floor. That's creepy. Maybe we can build them like a, what do you call it, cubicle.
All right, guys, give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back. But think about how you want to use these guys. That's a good start for a plan. Just give me a second.
Well, one of the things we were going to do was try and get information on people who saw what we saw during the mists. Right? Maybe this is a good good way of doing that whilst we do other stuff.
If they believe us, it'd be kind of
They don't need to believe us. They just need to ask the questions and make sure they get answers.
Maybe some of them have seen something in the mist.
Yeah, we can certainly ask. But if they go around and just look for people, listen out for people talking about this sort of thing, or casually drop it in the conversations when they're in bars and stuff, they might be able to, whatever they do, it's their job.
So,
but
if
also,
we split this evenly, it's 5 gold each a week.
Yeah,
to have
that's
a
cool.
gang.
Also, I'll pay, and we can sort it out afterwards. But because I want to find out from Kai how much it is to fix a door and a window, and then stiff them for that amount. But yeah, I mean, protection, information gathering, anything else we can think of to use them for? Carrying messages, although they're not exactly subtle looking. Is there anything specific we want them to look out for?
Well, we need the whereabouts of the woman, right, with the journal.
Yeah, good point. So her, and anyone looking foppish, I suppose, that we won't tell them that it's from the Council of Brilliance, but anyone who looks a bit too posh to be in the area.
And weren't we looking for, like the imposters of the Church of Ezra, too? The people who murdered the original guy.
What we're doing, the Théâtre de la Mort.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's why we're going to go to the Théâtre de la Mort, though. But anything they can hear about that, yeah, definitely. So in terms of information, we're looking for anyone who may have had an experience similar to ours with the mists, the whereabouts of whatever her name was, Janine or whatever. I'll find it in a minute. But the last one was the Teatro de l'Amour, the Red Sash gang, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So protection, information, potentially messages.
Do you want these guys
If
to
Herbie were
actually
here,
know
what drugs?
the location of sensitive people that you might want to send a secret message to?
No, but I mean, if we need in the future messages dropped and it's appropriate, so I'm just trying to think of ways we can use them.
Yeah, well,
In general.
I mean, there are hirelings. We can just fucking use them any way we want to, right?
Yeah, I suppose.
Hello. Sorry.
Herbie would obviously want them to bring him a consistent supply of cocaine. Hello.
Yeah, guys, hi. Yeah, you can write your demands there. Just write it in the chat. Whatever you think you're planning to do with the guy. These employees now.
We want information.
Mm-hmm.
We want them to find
Help
the
digging the
location.
tunnels.
Oh yeah. Oh, do we want them to know about the secret? Do you want? I mean, it's your
Oh,
tunnel.
probably not.
Do
Yeah.
you want them to know about it?
No, you're right.
You could pull a Saddam Hussein.
I mean, I'm not going to be doing much
Oh,
in my
yeah,
free
that's
time.
true. Have them dig the tunnels and then kill them.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just pull
that might
the
put
old Hussein.
the price up a bit. But Elvis isn't going to be doing much in his spare time, so he will, part of his training, help you with the tunnel. Braegar can probably, fire cantrips at it. I don't know if that would work. But yeah, in terms of information, Kai, there were 3 things. I'll put them in the chat. There was find anyone subtly who has who had an experience with shifting buildings
Mm-hmm.
and strange creatures in the mists. Second thing was, no, the Red Sash Gang was the third thing, right? So what was the second thing? I can't remember what we spoke about 2 minutes ago.
Keep all vampires out except me.
Oh yeah. Well, that can go as well. But in terms of information, we were saying inform us
the girl with
of
the book.
any noble. That was it. Posh people who don't look like they belong. What was the name of wasn't Janine, the woman with the journal?
It was a name that could have been a man's name too. I can't.
I haven't looked back.
It's Luis Parnack.
Dave.
That's what you meant. Yes, the rooftop, the leader of the rooftop gang.
Information.
Louis, but I thought it was Lewis.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you hear a location.
Information on the whereabouts of Louise Parnack, and the last one was carefully look for information on Red Sash.
Ooh,
gang.
and investigate the Lost King.
I'm not sure. Do you reckon?
I mean, we don't know what it is.
Sympathize?
Hey, we want to find out what this is. We've heard
Well,
some
we know-
hoopla about.
We know what
We've
the
seen
Lost.
a fire or two.
We know about the legend of the Lost King. What do you mean about?
We want to find out like who it is and if there's like if
Well,
they know of.
If they know of what? Sorry.
If we have any leads as to like a possible location, if anybody's talking about Like they think they might have located him. Like we need to know that.
Well, the Lost King, we're not even sure if it's a person yet. It could be a thing.
No, it's true. But if I mean, better to have all available ears out listening for
Do we
that
want to give
particular thing.
that kind of information to these people who might sell it on, though?
Well, I mean, that information is out and available to everybody. Like,
Yeah,
I
I'm
mean,
just
there's
saying,
going around.
if
You know,
we
we
tell
like
them,
if you're
then
interested in knowing what this is all about. Any information you hear, we'd like to hear it.
yeah, but then they know that we're looking to hear it, is what I'm saying. So if someone said to them, I'll give you 200 gold if you tell me the whereabouts of some people who are looking for the Lost King. If you guys think it's worth doing, then that's cool. I'm just saying I think that's a bit dangerous to trust with these guys, at least for now. What does
I
everyone
mean,
else think?
so there's a couple of just make sure like these guys definitely don't look. These guys are street rats. This area, although there is a row here of these like warehouses. This place is pretty poor. Like that actually, you know, these are basically refugees. There is outside of the city. There's essentially a Falconese refugee camp, and that's like a transition between them actually being able to officially go into the city and otherwise. But like the society is definitely the laws are made so these guys can't work normally. Right? These are super downtrodden because they're from an enemy state essentially, and Demont Liu has made sure that is worried that these guys are generally spotted. So there's a very small contingent. There's a very small area of the city.
Kai, what type of nation do they come from? Like, what's its background?
Falkovia.
Yeah, Falkovia, you've been enough to hear. Falkovia is this kind of mysterious country that like everyone understands that the mists are part of the way things work. Falkovia is this country that invades intermittently and sends these violent soldiers to try and destroy and take over this the entire civilized crescent. What it is that they exist somewhere beyond the mists, and they're not always there, right? Of course, you've heard enough that it's hard to travel outside of the civilized crescent. As a matter of fact, you're not going to do it unless you've got Vistani guides that help you through certain paths through the mists. But the last time the war was maybe 5 years ago. The last 5-6 years ago was the last attempt at an invasion by Falkovia. And partly normally when a country comes through, these guys might be ex-soldiers actually, because what you've heard is that the Falconese soldiers always happens every time they come, they attack. The nations of the civilized crescent mount a defense, and then at some point the soldiers always seem to put their arms down. They just put their weapons down and they just surrender. Happens again and again. At least that's what you've heard. That's exactly what happened the last 6 years. 6 years ago.
So is it something like that they're in a shitty nation, and then once they're free of that nation, they seek
yes,
asylum?
Yeah, I mean you can see that all of them have and you can tell, right, whether Falcone, especially this Elvis. I mean, you saw it, right? They're all branded. They're all branded essentially as property of the nation. And the other thing that is that is a nation that enslaves non-humans. They are the leader is the whole structure of the society is extremely racist.
So the army is mostly comprised of humanoids or
humans.
See, and they're pressed, right? They're
yes
in the army because they're made to be in the army.
Yes. They're very oppressed people.
So 2 things then. One, as a group, do we think it's a good idea to set them asking about Lost King?
No.
My vote is no. Shay's vote is yes. What about you, Extra?
I still think it's a good idea to use them as human sacrifices. No, I wouldn't set them out initially. I mean, maybe once they start, proving themselves to be discreet, and they're not gonna just immediately draw attention to us, then maybe we upgrade their security clearance, shall we say? But until then, no, I don't think it's a good idea.
The other thing, bearing in mind that we know they're from misty places, Shay, do you want to ask them to look out for vampires and stuff? Vampiric activity? Or not?
No, I just want them to keep the vampires out of our area. So no vampires but me, being half, are allowed in their.
Not
So
entirely sure they
you're,
could stop them, could they?
you're gonna tell them that you're part
Half
vampire?
vampire? Are you gonna?
Well, I'm sure they already know because I bared my teeth at them. So
They definitely think there's something wrong with you, and you hear them say a certain word again and again and point at you. Wow, and you heard this word, Anthony, while they were talking. Wow. Clearly, the negotiations were happening. The other sort of lower level street thugs were looking at her and pointing and saying the word, right? Blood drinker is what you would understand it as.
Mm-hmm.
Monster, blood drinker. That's how they've described her.
I mean, yeah, outside of the information.
but me are allowed in.
Yeah. So if you say that to them outside the information bit in RP, that's cool. But for now, do you want them to find out anything about vampires in the city, where they live, that sort of thing? Or do you want to leave that?
Nope, we can do that.
Okay. So there's just the 4 things in terms of information, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
'cause if they get caught, then I'm sure a vampire has ways of getting them to talk. And
Yeah, that's why I think it's a bit dodgy to ask them to stop vampires coming in, because there's literally no way they're
Could you honestly tell? I mean, are they going to use like their vampire detection tools? That's pretty tough.
they do need permission to enter your house. So they won't be allowed in unless we allow them.
Right, but I mean, if it was night time and there's a gang of vampires walking down the street, how easily would a normal person be able to say, "Oh, those are vampires"? They're very good at hiding.
I could say, never invite people in to our place of business, and that would effectively do the same thing. Or never anyone who says, "May I come in?" do not give them permission. Right? Would that work? Shay?
Yeah, but that seems a reasonable way to protect your place, right?
Sorry, I didn't hear that because my daughter was whining.
I was just saying that because they're not going to be able to keep them out of the area necessarily. Well, either because they don't have the strength or because, right. What we could do is say, if anyone turns up and asks to be allowed in, never ever permit them to come in or say you are allowed in or anything like that. Invite them in.
Yes.
You say wait outside or go away. Right? That would be a compromise sort of thing. Okay. So, we asked them for that information, and I think Anthony wanted some guards. And I think that's it, unless anyone else has any
I'm back.
ideas for how to utilise these. So yeah, Anthony's. How do you want them to post the guards? Do you want to put that in Discord so Kai knows?
2 interior. Yeah, I guess I will.
And then the last thing I want to do is turn to the leader. Oh no, actually, I wanted a question for you. How much would it cost to fix a window and a door?
I don't know.
A gold, 5 gold, 2 silver? I don't know.
Again, so here's this idea about hirelings plus material costs for things like this. You guys have already been having a lot of
just roughly.
I'm going to guess at least 5 gold for materials and fixing, and you need a new lock, and you
That's
guys
for the
need to
door as well.
build a lot of stuff.
Maybe
Yeah.
I won't charge them for the door then, but I'm going to hand him over 18 gold
Okay.
and say, that's for the window. If you or one of your boys wants to fix it, I'll give you the 2 back. Also, do you know any good locksmiths / door people?
They kind of talk.
That one's on me.
Braegar, how long is your comprehend language going to last?
I think it lasts an hour.
Yeah, okay. So you hear them talking amongst each other, and they're like kind of cursing that they only got 18 gold, but it's like he kind of tells them, it's still good, don't worry. We make more money in the future, and everything will be fine. Yeah, okay. Let's
I offered to give them the 2 gold once they'd fixed the window.
Yes, and he's like, yeah, let's find someone to fix the window. You do. What about Gria? Yeah, let's get Gria. Gria can fix this. Yeah.
Send us a
Don't worry.
door bloke with a locksmith, and I'll pay them myself.
Yes, we take care of this. No worries.
I hand them the 18 then, for now. And as soon as the window is fixed, they can have the 2 more. Or shall, just for the sake of ease, shall I take the 20 off now? Probably. I mean, just
take it
easier,
off
isn't it? I've only given them 18, but eventually they will fix the window, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, that'll all happen, but that's part of your control, right? How you're convincing
I'll take
them.
20 off then. And
Getting them to do what you want. Yeah, Anthony, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I let them know that I understand what they're saying, just so they think I always understand what they're saying. So they don't try to talk shit. You know?
Gotcha. They look at each other and like, is it true? And he's like, he's lying.
He's lying.
Fuck. The ugly one, he can understand us.
The ugly one, he can understand us.
Shut up. He's like, okay. The leader, Stolias, he goes, okay. You are very clever. No, we are all good here. No lies. No lies. We business. We friends now. We partners. No lies. No worry. Good. Yeah. And then he points at her, at Eve, and so he says to you in this in Falcovian, he says, "What is this woman you have here? She is like the blood drinkers, but she walks during the day."
Well, then
what is she?
Not. She is not. Then is she?
They are here. They stalk us. They are all over this area. I just want to let you know.
I relay that information to Eve and everyone.
What's the information?
That they claim that there are vampires stalking them and that they're all over.
Oh dear.
And do not trust. You don't go too far. Verbreckers over there. And he kind of points one direction. They are like animals. Do not trust them. Beasts that walk amongst them. And the brown ones over there. And he points another direction. They call them what? He spits on the ground. Sri Raj. They're thieves.
Hey, you need to stop being so racist, okay? Alright, I feel like you've had a hard life, that maybe you fought in a war you didn't want to, but maybe learn from that experience, grow, let the love blossom in your heart rather than curdle into hatred.
He looks at you and he tries to you get the sense maybe he didn't understand everything you said. He's like, maybe. You talk many big words, but you be careful.
Oh, sorry.
Streets are dangerous here. And he turns to you, Braegar, and he says, "We will do as you have said. The guards will be ready. You want them tonight? What time? Or all times? I will leave them now if you want."
All times, yes. You
Fine.
might want to set up a rotation.
And he says, 4 names. You 4, here. You can talk to him. He understands. Yes? I don't know how I don't know what he is. You're lucky you're here. My country. You would be a slave, or they would have killed you.
And in my country, you would have been a meal.
Ah!
I like you. You're funny. Good. I have no problem. I don't make the rules in my country. I'm happy to be here. Although we are hated. I'm sure you feel too here. You are hated by the people around you. I understand.
I feel quite loved.
Maybe here. But he points out the people from the city. They hate us. They look down on us. They leave us here to rot. Soon, these people in power, maybe they will fall. Maybe all of us will be better off not to live here. Maybe we all have power, not just them.
What makes you think that?
He's talking to
Is he
Braegar.
talking in Yeah.
He's talking in Falcovian. Yeah. So he's just gonna. This is gonna Braegar can relate this later, but he's like, they keep us here, make us work in their factories, take our children away, put us in cells in prison. I was a slave where I came home. I had no freedom. I come here. I am not owned, but I still don't have freedom. You tell the people you work for. We continue. Good money. But I hope that the promise is true. That we will gain freedom soon.
We do not work for anyone, but you work for us.
You work for someone. This home is not yours. You pay us because I know who pays you. I know how this works. You work for someone. I work for you. We work for them. They are powerful. Maybe you have not seen them all. Be careful with them. But we good. You, me, they will give us power soon. And that's what they say. That's what they promise. I work here. Work for you. You work for them. We talk more.
Yes, goodbye. And Braegar walks upstairs.
Gotcha. That conversation was totally in Falcovian. And he just turns to you, Elvis. He goes, okay, we start. We start.
Okay.
We be looking. Okay.
Thank you.
Right. And that's, that's all. It's been an hour, right? That all happened probably at like 9 in the morning.
Okay.
All right. Is there anything you guys are going to do now?
I'm going to start teaching the students.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm just going to remind you that I have a point of exhaustion before I forget. I'm trying to find where on the sheet it says that. But remember, if I don't, please try. But where the fuck do I put it?
Exhaustion shouldn't it be right in the middle of the your sheet?
Yeah, it's right to the right of the hunger, thirst, fatigue, temperature on the core.
What skin rations? Ah, found it. Thank you.
Yeah, there's like exhaustion effects on the bottom there, right? And then there's
So just
the exhaustion
one.
tracker. Yeah.
Pace 1. Nope, not 10. That would be bad.
Yeah, which puts you at disadvantage on ability checks.
And attack rolls and what do you call them? Initiatives.
Well, attacks
No.
is at 3.
Yeah, no, it says like,
It's
yeah, you can see it's disadvantage on ability checks, and then level 2 is you have speed plus disadvantage on ability checks. And level 3 is disadvantage on everything, speed half. Yeah, it's all cumulative on the list, yeah?
but I think you're right about the initiative because I believe initiative is
Yeah,
an ability
it's a skill check.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ability
yes.
check, sorry. Yeah.
It's ability check, yeah. Dexterity, yes. You have disadvantage, yeah. Makes sense, yes. Okay, so I just want to double check something. I think because it's been a while since we played. I think we want to review some information. So we will get confused. Just kidding. I want to go over the conversation, the things that you guys learned from Hubert about the Lost King. Give me a second. I'm going to find the info I'm giving you. But don't forget, you guys have a set of notes, right? All of you have either individual note sets, and some of you, and there's a common set of notes that everyone has.
I don't know if anybody remembers, but Braegar secretly wants to kill a bear because he's disabled.
God.
What? Let's forget what
That is
Braegar wants.
He wants to kill a bear because he's disabled.
Oh, because he's disabled.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, all right. Yeah, because you can't stand it. You find it uncomfortable. Okay.
He should not be alive. He thinks he's living in constant pain.
I mean, he's definitely, unfortunately suffers from a constellation of different birth defects and diseases. So he's really kind of a poor guy.
It sounds unbearable.
Yeah. He should be put out of his misery. So I think I'm trying to remember what he told you. Yeah, right. So we told him about Seven Kilo, the Lost King, and let's tell him that. Okay, so again, he's kind of asking. Yeah, so I'm pretty confident that what he told you was that he confirmed the one part of this whole weird Lost King rumors, right? Which would be the last one. The Lost King lives among us, the last scion of Leon, the last king of Demontliu. He belongs to us as a man of the people, and when he rises from the ashes, Demontliu shall be a free realm in truth, a land of riches unending. And the conversation you had with him was that the reason he wanted those journals is because those journals are the proof that the lineage of Leon still survives. So just from Hubert, he has confirmed this idea that somehow the true king, or rather a true inheritor to the throne, exists somewhere hidden and lost in the culture Hubert. I think what I told you, the journals, those journals will help find who he is. It's part of his research.
So yeah, we gotta get
Just so you know.
fucking Luis.
Yeah, just so that's what that's about.
I mean, by now she's probably sold the journals, but we need information on who she probably sold them to.
Exactly.
Oh, didn't we have this conversation?
Oh yeah.
No. You know who she sold the journal to.
Oh, so she doesn't have the journal anymore. Definitely doesn't have it.
Yeah, no, I remember something. Where have I put my notes?
Yeah, that's what you guys. Yeah. So I think there was a conversation about this. We actually had a big convo about it during the last session.
Bernard via Braegar's Owl. Also message Academy. Payment to be left with Eve's Church. I let Patrice know. Says there have been peeps.
This was part of the conversation that you guys had specifically with, with Bernard de la Plante, and why he, part of the reason one of the warnings that he gave you, and before he moved you, or gave the opportunity to.
Yeah. So she sold it to a man named Fenelli.
Yes.
The Count or Comte Fenelli.
Yeah, Comte Fenelli.
Who is
Yes.
a mysterious, powerful, and well-liked individual amongst the nobility.
Yeah, bingo.
And he also said that the Théâtre de l'amour may be being used to blackmail people by the Red Sash gang. He also said we should investigate that because there might be a link between the Council of Brilliance and the Red Sash gang. They could either be running it or involved with it. And for some reason I've got Visit the Cripple again here. Don't know why.
Yeah, it's difficult because it's been a long time since we last played. So I think we're missing some of the various different threads that are still loose.
Yeah. But the last thing we were going to do, last time we left off, we were going to go and look at the Théâtre de l'amour. Because of that at night.
So are we gonna do pretty much the same thing we did last time and use Eve as bait with her boyfriend?
I would say that some of us, I don't think I could get in there without being recognised. However much, because they're not going to let me in with my cloak on, which means I can't stoop.
I could probably go in even without him now. Maybe.
Yeah, and I think you should have backup though, and I could stay outside if someone else wants. Maybe with Herbie.
But if I did, I could have protection. That is true.
So what if
hide in that alleyway like last time?
I went in looking like what's his face
as your dad. There you go.
But what if he's in there as well?
Oh,
That we RP the shit out of it.
That might.
That'd be weird.
Imposter.
Yeah.
You are the imposter.
Yeah. So, I think we were going to do that tonight, weren't we?
Yeah, that's
we just haven't worked out the plan. But yeah, all of you could go in. I don't think it's a club, is it? I think it's a theatre. You can just go in as a patron. Right? Am I right, Kai?
I mean, you guys went. It seemed to be open. I mean, it seemed to be kind of, like an open secret. They allowed you to go in with you guys during that night.
It's not like a membership deal. Anyone can go in if they got the cash.
I mean,
right?
if you remember, it seemed that the place was a bit weird. It was full of these, hedonistic nobles that were on the wealthier, elevated, seating areas and the balconies, and then there was a contingent of what seemed to be pretty impoverished people who were sitting on the cheap, either standing or sitting on the simple wooden benches, who were watching the seditious theatrical piece.
So maybe like even Braegar could go in dressed as nobleman and keep Titus. Titus could dress up as a, what do you call him?
Bodyguard.
And sorry.
A bodyguard.
Yeah, or it might just if you want him with you, then yeah. Otherwise, he could be listening out amongst the plebs for anything that we're trying to find out, whilst you're listening out amongst the nobles.
Oh, okay, I got you. So several plants in the place.
Yeah. As I say, I won't be able to be there, so it's up for you guys. But that's what I.
Why won't you be able to be there?
Yeah. Well, I'll be outside because I'm 6'7", and I won't be able to wear my cloak and hunch over. And also, if I hear a commotion, I can run in. But
Extra intel? What do you think?
see someone chasing you out.
Not extra intel. Sorry, I meant Titus. I'm staring at your
You're good.
Discord. Well, this Titus.
Yeah, no, I mean
about this.
that doesn't sound like too bad of a plan.
Okay.
I can blend in with the common folk. Way better than with the nobles. Goodness.
Yeah. Now you guys, then you would have to consider like, how are you going to hide? I mean, what kind of weapons are you bringing? That you're not going to be able to just walk in.
What I was thinking there,
wearing anything.
I last time sat out in the alleyway, right?
Mm-hmm.
Behind a box, so where I could see them but not be seen. So I could carry any weapons now that we have underground. We can go in through the sewers to get there. And then Braegar can prestidigitate the fuck out of us. But I could take any weapons that people want and keep them with me in a bag whilst hiding. And then you can take in daggers or that sort of thing. Mind you, 2 of you are magical. So, but if Titus wanted his rapier, I could carry that for him. I could just carry that in my massive cloak anyway. But
yeah, well, and then if we got into like a scuffle or something, you could always return it to me.
Yeah, you could probably hide a dagger in your boot.
At least 3.
That's what I mean. Yeah, so I would take care of anything that people didn't want or couldn't take in outside, and if shit goes sideways, then I can either run in, or when you run out, I can hand them to you.
Quick note. Remember, there aren't any sewers in the courtier. Deep down beneath it, there are catacombs.
Yes,
right.
That's right. But also, we don't need to cross a bridge, so I can just walk around with them. It's only a rapier anyway, so I'll keep his rapier in my cloak.
Yeah, you can hide these things. I mean, obviously, yeah, you guys in Courtier here, you do have police presence, but the police are either highly corrupt or not concerned about certain areas. Certainly not Lehouse.
I was mainly concerned with crossing the bridge, but we don't have to do that now.
Yes, you are already in the northern end of Courtier. Yeah. And the Theatre de la Mort is in the southern end.
So yeah. I mean, if anyone has any other ideas, or should we discuss like exactly what we're trying to find out about the Red Sash gang and all that sort of jazz? Or just wing it?
I mean, that's worked well so far.
Just wing it, yeah.
Cool.
Our options are going to the theater or what?
Well, that's what we were thinking about, but going forward, Eve, you got some vampire-ish shit you want to do, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure if I want to handle that just yet.
Okay. Well, then the other thing we were going to do was, ask subtly around the area about the mist monsters and stuff, but now we've got little minions to do that. So I think, what about if we do this and see where it leads us and make a decision when we know more? When we know if it's a...
We got to get that journal back, right?
Yeah.
So we need that guy's location.
Yeah, but he might be connected to the Red Sash gang. So that's definitely something you can try and, oh, have you heard of, what's his name? He's a friend of my daughter's best friend's horse's stable boy. Sort of a thing.
Well, De La Pont made a point to you guys that, whoever this count is, he's powerful and he's dangerous.
Yeah, so that's why we've got to be careful. So information is the best to find out as much as we can first, right? And then, we can only do one thing tonight anyway, so we can always come back to the what to do next tomorrow. Yeah? Or...
Yeah.
Also, what was I going to say? Oh, fuck. I was wondering whether we should... Herbie's disguise kit, should we... Eve, do you want to look the same as you did last time, considering that now A lot of people, including amongst the nobility, are definitely after us.
I could go for a different look.
Yeah, sure. But if someone sees you who has, there's a bounty on our head, or they're working for our enemies, they're definitely going to go for you. Possibly before you get the information you want. But as I say, up to you. But
I have a disguise kit. Guy, what would be the chances of my disguise kit having a blonde wig?
I mean, it's a good question.
I have an idea. Why don't you rip?
I mean, I'm looking at it, right? This disguise kit, this pouch of cosmetics, hair dye, and small props lets you create disguises that change your physical appearance. Proficiency with this kit lets you add your proficiency bonus to any ability checks to make with the creative visual disguise. So I
probably got like prosthesis for like nose and maybe ears to make them look elvish or something like that, right?
Yeah, but maybe not wigs. I mean, now remember,
it said hair dye.
Yeah, hair dye. Yeah, you can dye your hair. Now, I'm just going to say, that clearly De Montlieu is the center of probably theater in all of Raven. But it's like I said, it's basically like New York Broadway in some aspects, in those major areas. So you probably will be able to find, if you look, some kind of theatrical shop full of things like wigs.
And it's only like 10 in the morning now, right?
Yeah. So you guys have been talking. Maybe now it's like 11. You guys have been talking and chatting, and the incident began at 9. Things happened. You talked. Let's say an hour and a half.
People could go shopping.
Every time we go shopping, though, the mists descend.
Well, that's why I'm going to stay here and work on your tunnel.
I see the mist.
If you guys went shopping, we could do with a pickaxe for your tunnel or 2, and I could do with the dagger in case I'm somewhere that needs a bit more stealth, so I can give people the money to go get those, and then the rest of the time I'll spend working on the tunnel. Unless anyone wants me for anything.
Oh. I just sent to be right back.
A bodyguard.
I'll wait. Of course, someone's got to wait in for the door people and locksmith as well.
You gotta wait for the cable guy.
Yeah. I'll stand next to him offer him a cup of tea and just pretend I know what he's doing. So, oh yeah, you're splinting the jib there, are you?
If I give you 5 gold, will you give me free cable?
It's not free then, is it? Oh, you mean in perpetuity? Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah. So that's what I would do. I'm gonna go as soon as we've made our decisions. I'm gonna go down, take off my shirt, and start, digging the tunnel again. Continue the tunnel.
Some rocks.
Hello, sorry guys, I'm back. So, just a heads up, while you guys are talking, eventually you're going to get some of the workers that you've hired, because I think there's only a couple of days that you've been here, right? Not even, timeline-wise, I don't know if it's been 24 or 48 hours, but you guys have still been trying to build this location up, right? All of you had some improvements that you wanted on the building, correct? Yeah. So I think your workers are going to come. You've already hired people, and most of them are Halflings. I believe was that that you guys hired via Herbie?
Yeah.
Is that what happened?
I didn't want anything at the time, but I would like a cubicle for the guards that are going to be sleeping in my floor. So literally just a piece of MDF, another piece of MDF, and a couple of camp beds.
Not they know what MDF is, but they come and they knock and they're like what's happened here? Looking at the door, I'm like, okay, and they start. They say hello and they're like, can we start working? Yeah. And if that's not a problem, then they're gonna start bringing in saws and wood, and the whole crew are gonna come in. Eventually, you're gonna see.
They're gonna charge extra for the cubicle, right? So I need to know how much, because we didn't tell them about the cubicle. It's like 2 pieces of wood.
Yeah.
I'll need to get a couple of camp beds for them.
The camp beds are 5 silver pieces. Yeah.
We need camp beds. We don't want them falling asleep. So yeah, just like comfortable but not too comfortable chairs.
Okay, for now, let's just say 5 silver.
And a couple of bits of wood for the cubicle. So I'll hand them.
So remember, services and hirelings. That's it, right?
Yeah.
So then.
But I didn't pay anything because I didn't want anything.
Yeah.
But now I don't want to share my
downstairs.
Free.
So a hireling, which is skilled, which I believe that carpenters and stuff would be. These are, this would be 2 gold per day.
I'll just give them 2 gold, and I'll take 5 silver off. Was it 2 silver for the chairs?
Did you guys already pay them? But
I didn't because I didn't want anything done.
Okay, individually. Yeah. So 2 gold per day, and they'll get stuff done, and they'll make a big, they'll be working there. So hours are going to pass by. These are like the halflings.
They can throw in.
But then you see that eventually the 2 guards up front, right? And they go, okay, visitors, fix front door. Oh, good. And then you see some Valkovnian humans coming in and they start looking at the door and they're like, whoa, what are the ratlings doing here? And then suddenly they start arguing, right? So now there's a little bit of a standoff between the halflings and the Valkovnians. They start talking shit to each other.
Heads together. You both got jobs to do. Get on with it. And I want to go to the guy who does the door and say, is it possible to have a metal doorknob on the outside, but a rubber doorknob on the inside, or something, or a wooden doorknob?
They look at each other and go, well, we need to talk to it's like locksmith, the maker of the lock, maybe. We just go fix the door here and the frame. We can't do everything, but I'll go ask.
Handles.
Yeah, I'll go ask. And you still hear like the Valkovnians kind of yell a little, snidely saying shit as the halflings pass by and give each other dirty fucking looks. Halfling spits on the ground. There's some tension here, and again, this happens it's like a half hour.
Politely.
Yes, Herbie's doing
politely handing out coffee and being really cheerful and lovely to everyone.
It's strangely on Herbie-like. But eventually, while all this kind of background stuff is happening, one of the 2 people who come up, obviously they're not street gang members, right? These Valkovnians, they just look like simple workers, right? And they're not their low de Montlouise is very broken, right? And it's actually difficult for you to understand.
What other languages do they? Oh, Valkovian, right? Okay.
Yeah, they speak Valkovian. It's a particular its own thing. It's actually, imagine it's like some kind of heavy guttural, not guttural, but Slavic language of some kind or something similar. But you don't understand it. But eventually, one of the street gang guys comes, right? Like you see that the 2 guards up front, right? They meet a third one, and this guy definitely looks like he's a street thug, and they talk rapidly, right? And then one of them comes in, and he says, "Whoever's here, maybe it's just you," and to Herbie, Hey. Boss man wants to see you. We have trouble.
Guys, our workers are working annoyingly quickly. They want us to go and see the head bloke, Stoicho.
Yeah, Stoicho.
Do we all have to go, or can I continue working with my students?
You can continue working with your students, whatever you want to do.
Right, yeah. Well, I'll go, but I will explain to the man doing the door, or ask this bloke to explain to the man doing the door that I want a wooden handle on the inside
Yeah.
and a metal handle on the outside, so that I can open the door quickly, but not get electrocuted.
I don't think I'd be able to run a current through the doorknob then.
You should be, because the thing that connects them is metal, right? You know, the square bolt that runs through. So you've got the you know
So
when you turn the doorknob and it comes up.
he'd have to put like a hole in the top of the doorknob, right, in the face of the doorknob, so it exposes that interior metal.
No.
Well, no. So what you could do
go
is
up
you
through
could.
the lock.
Go through the latch plate in the wall where the doorknob, where you turn the doorknob and there's the little part that goes through the wall.
Are any of you proficient with tinkering tools?
Don't think so.
Maybe.
No.
Hold on. Look.
But who did it last time?
I just connected it to a doorknob.
Yeah, it was easy because the doorknobs were just metal, and so he just ran these
I am
wires.
proficient with tinkering tools.
Oh, well, look at that.
And if you can run it, you can still run it to the outside. But
well, yeah, with a proficiency.
You've got tinkering tools anyway.
Yeah. So between Titus being able to start telling them what he wants and his own tinkering tools, yeah, let's just say you'll be able to get this. It's doable, right? No big deal. Yeah, we'll make it work. Although at the beginning, eventually, I mean, depending on whenever it happens, you will see that they misunderstood. They're trying to put the metal handle on the inside and the wooden handle on the outside, and it's going to require some conversation since their ability to speak. Lo de Montlouise is not so great. These guys.
That's why I asked the thief, one of the gang members, to ask the carpenter.
Okay. The thief. So the thief, he's like, oh, okay. So the thief tells him, right? He comes back, or the guard. He's like, no. You hear him yelling at them, and he's like, and he kind of slaps one of the guys upside the head.
Oi, easy, Tiger.
Nah, they're stupid. They know this.
You're not very nice to each other. You moan about people being nasty to you, but you've got to be, love has to start from within, guy.
He sort of looks at you. He's like,
Are we gonna go and see this prick?
Okay. Yeah. Come. We have problems. Anyone else coming along?
Me? Anyone? Don't all rush.
Whoever comes along, what's going to happen is this guy's going to take you. It's only going to take you like 2 blocks over from your kind of general area. I mean, the map doesn't fully show that. It shows like main roads, but these blocks are all full of like little alleyways, right? And these are just like tall. You're surrounded by tall tenement houses, 4-story plus, tenement houses. And there's lots of like little alleyways between them, so it's much denser than what the map shows. Maybe you go about 2 streets over, and he takes you down through an archway and starts leading you through.
But did anyone come with me? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean,
let's. You're going, Titus?
Yeah. I'll go with you.
Either you staying put or with Braegar, or are you coming to see the head bloke?
I'll go.
Right.
Okay. And so it leads you to a dirty, this, you guys live in already, you live in the ghetto essentially. This is an even shittier ghetto. These houses are falling apart. These tenement houses are maybe some of the oldest ones. and this, when you look around, and it's super crowded. There's just a central location, just nothing but garbage, right? And filth, and this place is a mess. Everyone here, really lives some pretty serious abject poverty, and you can see they all put their heads down. While you guys walk by, they all kind of put their heads down as you walk by with the gang banger, so to speak. You see a lot of children, dirty children running around. They're barefoot. They've got rags, essentially. Some of the older men, see some like really old guys. It's clear that some of them seem maybe have some more injuries. They're missing hands, right? You see several people who seem to be missing hands. These older people, and some of them don't have the head coverings like the gang members do. And you can see many of the men and women here. They have this, this brand, on their forehead of this eagle. And so you eventually go up 2 flights. The guy leads you through this pretty disgusting tenement, and he says, "Yeah, we got a big problem here. Boss man think that you need to see maybe one of the problem you talked to us about happened here." And the hallway's crowded. There's and you can hear as you enter up this stairway through this crowded set of people, someone somewhere is wailing, weeping, crying. Several people, and there's a lot of murmuring in a different language. And then you see Stoicho. He seems to be standing in front of an open door, and with a couple of his other gang members. He sees you. He's like, big man, yeah. Protesta, come here.
What's the problem?
I think you and is Evangeline here?
Yes.
Okay. Of the guy who's walking with you, when he sees you and they talk to each other, and the other 2 guards talk to him. This is a new guy. You haven't seen him. He wasn't part of the original. He looks at you and he does some kind of weird, again, something like a crucifixion symbol, but it's not that. It's something else. He looks at you very fearfully, and Elvis, he would have said to you, he says, she must she must not show anyone what's a special thing, eh?
You can talk to her directly,
You
She's not. She is. Listen, I know what you think, because everyone's been a bit fucking weirded out by it at one time or another. But what you need to know is she's a good person, and she hates what you are talking about more than any of us.
You not show your teeth. You keep your mouth closed. You cause no trouble.
Understood.
You keep your mouth closed. Don't show no one. We have problem. Problem have to deal with you, or kind that you know.
Show us the problem. Tell us
Okay.
the problem.
And that's before, right? That's all he says. And so
you
that's
gotta wear a face mask in game.
Not for COVID though, different reasons.
Yeah. And so this was before. This was on your way there. So Stoichio goes. He says, "Come look." And so the people part when they see you, right? They're all their heads are down. Like Stoichio goes, he barks an order, and everybody moves out of your way, all with their heads down, right? They won't look any of you in the eye, right? All these kind of Falcovian commoners. And he snaps his fingers, and the other gang members start barking orders and telling people to get downstairs, apparently pushing everyone out of the way. And he's like, "Yeah, here." You see a room. It stinks here. This room smells. It's awful. It smells. Well, it's and you can you already get it, Evangeline, as you're coming up the stairs, because the stench here is terrible of unwashed bodies and so on. But there's a hint of blood, just enough. And when you look through, it's a very, very dark room. There's like no light here at all, except for one simple candle that's been put on the floor. But this place is a fucking bloodbath, a complete and utter bloodbath. It is totally, fucking the ceiling's dripping with blood. There are 5 bodies in there strewn around. They all look like they've been torn apart and gutted.
Looking around with my policeman's eye at the crime scene. And does it look like vampires may have done this?
Or more like werewolves.
You don't know that much about vampires. To be honest with you, I think
we've met a few,
Elvis.
and the holes in the neck and stuff, so maybe not.
Yeah. Well, no, this looks like a wild animal tore things apart. Right? I mean, you got broken limbs, ripped off of the bodies, and you can base 4. There's 5, sort of, bodies lying around. Most of them. Sorry, Evangeline.
Is anyone still breathing?
No. It's not possible. These people have been butchered. They're all dead. But you see the Stoicho. He goes Stoicho. I'm sorry. Stoicho comes and he says, points to you and he says, you need to see this. And he brings you over to a body that's more in the corner, right? And he's look. He points at the hands and he points at the head. Now, in this case, the head seems to have been torn off. Right, the head's lying next to the body, but you can see that the body, the hands on this are the fingers are very elongated and in sharp, bony protrusions. Here, you can see that the chest has been totally ripped apart, like someone's taken but someone has stabbed like what must have been a table leg right through the chest of this body, and then the head, he grabs it off the floor and he opens the mouth and he points, and you see very long, sharp canines.
Friend of yours, Eve?
I don't know him. Do I?
No.
Wait. Look at the head. Is he one of the guys from the bar?
Nope. You have no idea who the fuck this is.
I don't know this guy.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm going to look to Stoicho and say, did anyone see what happened?
So, everyone here is, fucking totally freaked out and screaming. But, you guys are staring at this, and this place is really a fucking butchery shop of blood and disgustingness. So I will ask you guys to roll a horror check, because I don't think any of you have been any place seen a crime scene quite this disturbing.
Is that wisdom?
Yes.
Not even Elvis, bearing in mind his backstory.
I'm trying to remember Elvis. Would you have seen this level of like fucking people, like literally looks like a fucking wild animal, tore people limb from limb and disemboweled things? There's like organs and fucking blood everywhere.
I just want to say I'm a fucking badass. I'm not scared of shit.
You ain't scared of shit. Yeah. So I gotta say it depends on where you are on the violence.
Does it look like you guys ever see The Watchmen? Remember when Dr. Manhattan goes and kills the mobsters and he just turns them into goo?
I don't think I've seen that.
This looks like a fucking, everybody's
this-
disemboweled here.
Let me see if I can pull a video up.
Somebody let loose a blender.
Yeah, it's horrendous. It's a horror movie scene, like a straight up real deal horror movie scene here.
I would have thought so, but let's
No,
just do
it's
it.
okay.
Let's just do it.
Okay, I mean, I don't know, Elvis. If you really think that you should be, then it's like, what level of violence are you inured to? What level of violence did you say your
I've been
guy
a
is
cop
toughened up
in the
to?
Courtier Ouvrier, so I would have seen a lot. And if you remember what gang
Yeah.
I was working,
Yeah.
Kai, can you pull up the level charts?
I would have seen some.
Yes, it's here, and then there's a disturbing discoveries. It's here, right? In terms of what this horror fear check stuff is, and then I'm gonna bring up the.
All right. So what level would this be?
I think this is right in terms of a violence check. It can't be kill someone in a fight. Like, you guys have done that, right? Be present in a massive large scale battle. No, I think this is pretty gross. I think this is at like a 7 of like nastiness. So if you're toughened up to 7, that's fine, right? And if you think you are, if you can tell me that you are,
Well, I don't know, because I mean, you obviously know better than me what it looks like. But if it's just people ripped to shreds, I think he probably would. But I can't find the.
let me look at your character sheet.
Got it.
And if you tell me, I mean, you
were on the original one. The rookie sheet. There it is. I haven't put it over.
Oh, your rookie Lamar, yeah.
Things, because I looked for it and I couldn't find it. Let's have a look. Equipment. No, it would be under notes. No.
And the core. Look at the core. That's where we started writing some things down. Dread level. Yeah, I don't think we put good notes. Look, if you tell me right now you've seen shit before, that's fine. Then just make the note that you are inured to level 7.
Huge shock.
Okay, that's it.
Found it. Okay.
If you're hardened to it, you're hardened to it. I accept it.
I've got
I've not seen anything that's bad before. I'm not scared.
So where's the check thing gone? Out there. 5-8.
Okay.
Present at a large-scale battle.
So Eve,
shall I roll again and say make the check advantage? Cause I say that because I would definitely pass it if I use that last roll. But I don't want to just say. I feel like he would have seen things similar enough for him to be able to do the save at advantage. But
okay. You.
Does that make sense? Or
yes, that's fine. So I'm going to say this. This is like a DC 15. Because this just looks, utterly horrendous. So I'm going to say you pass it, but then that means that you are hardened to level 7 violence.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll put that on the rookie sheet for now, and then try and put it across.
Yeah. So you're hardened, and that's fine. And then you know what, Eve, you take it in. Like, you've seen some bad things, and I'll say that you are now yourself hardened to level 7 violence. Okay. Titus, you are. This disgusts you. Like, you are a cold-blooded killer, and you don't mind doing what you need to do, but this is like some kind of next level awfulness that you're not accustomed to.
I've ripped some fingers off, but
yeah.
I'm gonna go in the corner and throw up for a little bit.
Yeah.
Don't worry about me, guys.
Yeah. This is awful. So then I would say that you failed a level 7 violence check. It's easy. I know the way we've been recording it. You could record that in the effects and conditions, possibly. You just maybe if you want to add it there, or if you want to add it in your notes. But some place where we could have an easy way for you to track. Oh, okay. I've got violence check, isolation check, helplessness check, self check, supernatural check. Which ones of these you failed, and which ones you've passed. So right now you failed at level 7. I would probably put it under the effects and conditions.
That's where I put it.
Okay, but whatever works for you. And everyone who didn't show up, you don't have to worry about it. Because you weren't there, which means Braegar is unharmed. But anyway, yeah, so you are just freaked out, and you are going to experience. You're not going to want to see that beginning with. And so, yeah, so Shay, you're looking at this total slaughter. You can so he looks at you and says, "When we get rid of them, we'll I'll clear the floor. Family battle, they're crying, making too much noise. I'll let you all take a look. But we talked about, I told to your other friend, big one, ugly, yeah, this kind here, they hunt. Two people missing here. They're gone. Don't know where they are. Maybe we find them. They know something.
If you find a location, let us know. We'll go with you.
But I don't know. Maybe you do your thing. Look around. Maybe something here is interesting. I don't know.
I am
I look
going
around.
to investigate. Start going through pockets that I find. Over there, try to find some pockets. Maybe look for some identification. I'm going to roll the bodies, like start picking up pieces. Like,
Yeah.
if I need it, if it's not of interest, I'll throw it off to the side.
I'll help her with that. I'm going to do similar, but concentrate on looking at how these people died rather than anything else. But if we do it together, maybe I'll help her. Oh.
Yeah, you guys can do that. Okay, that's a 20. Yeah, excellent. Right. So one of the things is that hold up there. So you guys have to the floor is sticky with the dried blood. You can see there's footprints on the ground. So you find some animal prints. They're huge. It looks like some kind of dog print or something. But there's definitely multiple dog prints of they're like huge, right? They're like bigger than a normal human foot. The nails have clearly scratched into the actual wood of this cheap tenement house. The walls of the tenement house are built out of also cheap wood, and there's clearly examples of claw marks of enormous that have been ripped the wood apart.
So, the book about vampires. Yeah. Was there any information about their natural enemy, Lycans, maybe? Like, would it have been mentioned in passing? Like, not even maybe like a full chapter on it, but maybe.
Roll me your history check with advantage. Right, because that's what these books give you.
I think that's mixing lore. I don't
Yeah.
think that's D&D lore. I think that's that movie lore.
Yeah.
So what, in D&D vampires aren't...
They don't kill werewolves.
Generally don't know.
Yeah, but...
They're natural enemies. I suppose not. Strahd's a bit different, isn't it? But...
Yeah, in not the same way, but on the other hand, we're twisting things around. We're not in straight D&D fantasy. You don't remember that section of the book. You only read some of it, not all of it. Or you're trying to think it well, Um,
Look at.
it's possible, right? You'd have to go back and do some research on the book because it seems that the one that you got was really all about the different kinds of vampires and what their lineages are and where they come from. So um,
Uh,
you are not confident.
I'll,
Okay.
I'm gonna look at Stoicha and say, do you know of anyone around here who has fucking massive dogs? Like, unusually large?
Shakes
Guard
his head.
dogs, maybe?
Don't know nothing about that, Snan. But I already talked to people live on this floor. They heard big dog growling, lots of noise, screaming, roaring. They say like a huge dog growling, but I don't see no dog. They don't see no dog. They all stay hidden inside.
Okay, I point out the footprints in the blood and follow them. Where do they lead?
Yeah. So the footprints. It's hard because as soon as you get out, it's clear that they probably led out into the hallway, but now people have stepped all over them because of the crowd that was gathered, and you can kind of see the blood that it leads down the steps, but then it's you can't see anymore, unfortunately. So amongst other things, you can definitely tell that the bodies were torn apart by something immensely powerful, right? Clearly, obviously, tore limb from limb. You can see that the claw marks, the sides of the claw marks on the walls, and the blood that's smeared all over it and everywhere must match the blood that is. I mean, the size of the claw marks on the bodies. I will note it's something strange, and if I get Evangeline, the smell of the blood is quite enticing to you, by the way. Very enticing to you. You have to be under control. Maybe we have to. Right, it's difficult to actually completely maintain your focus because of the blood everywhere. But it looks like one of the bodies has. The other ones are drowned in blood, but one of the bodies, and not the one of the vampire, but one of the other adults, it looks like it's been torn apart, certainly. Like it's been slammed against the wall, but you think it doesn't seem to be bleeding as much as you would expect it. And on the floor, you eventually find some strange charms. You look around and it's on the corner. There seems to be some necklace.
Okay, I would like to pick that up.
Okay, the strange charm. I will also notice that something that kind of bothers you is that it's clear from the inside of the doorway is covered in garlic. Strands of garlic have been tied around the lintel. By the way, this place it's not just an empty room, right? People have been bled everywhere, but it clearly seems like there must have been, at least 10 people living in this place.
I'd like to go to Stoichol and say, who are the dead people? Do you know them?
Um, their workers, their family, and other ones here. What you see is you clearly identify that in here were two men and two women, so they were couples. Yeah. Um, yeah, that one there, it says yeah, that is Dobromir. They tell me. I think that one named Cyril. One of I don't know who here maybe Boriana. I don't know. I don't know all these people. There's many of us here. Yeah, I think I saw them at festival, but a month ago. And they're workers
What about survivors, witnesses? Anyone?
over there. Over there. There are more. Many people live here. Uh, they were out not in room last night. Uh, apparently, uh, lucky them, they're not dead.
Know about the garlic though. I'll say, you alright to clean these bodies up? Burn that one?
We burn
I'm
all.
gonna... And the people who lived here, I'm gonna take out 5 gold and say 2 gold for you, 3 to find the others a place to stay. Understood?
Yeah. We take care, big man. We take care.
Alright.
Yeah.
And then I'd like to walk over to the one that lived here but was out.
Okay, so what you see is that they're downstairs now. They don't come. I take you. You talk to them. Yeah. Eve, are you going to stay here? You're going to come along. Titus, you don't want to go inside.
Nope.
It's horrendous. So,
I'm going.
Okay.
Hold my nose. Garlic.
Yeah, and what? What did you say?
I'll hold my nose as I walk past the garlic.
Okay. And then I'm going to say there's one other thing that you find. Yeah. Bloodied in one of the corner again. Like this place is like clearly they were sleeping on like simple straw beds. It looks like they had bunk beds that went like three people high. Right, there were at least there were 3 of these bunk bed things with 3 people high. There was a fucking turned over fucking piss pot. By the way, this is windowless and lightless. This room, yeah, and it's not that big. This room's like 10 foot by 10 foot. So like the beds are broken, everything's slaughtered. Right, there's a broken chair. These people are very poor. There's not a lot in here. But one thing you found was a tool belt. Right, like a simple little shitty tool belt that had a couple of simple things. Had some kind of weird, kind of an awl, yeah. And then it had this kind of weird, I don't know, it's like a crimping tool or something, like a pair of pliers, and then some kind of weird wood, like 2 or 3 weird wood-handled awls. So you're not really sure what the fuck this is. Or what these tools are for, but that's something else you found. Okay. So tool belt.
I will take that for identification and just to see if anybody knows what it is or what these tools
Ask
can do.
the people downstairs.
Yeah. So what you find downstairs is there's another couple downstairs, and then there's about 5 kids. And they're all weeping, right, and bawling, and the little children are crying, and you see some older women around the children trying to calm them down, and this maybe middle-aged couple is trying to talk to their children in their own language, but you could see there's tears streaming down their face, and they're terrified.
I'm gonna go and kneel in front of the children. Say, hello. What you've seen, nobody should see. I'm sorry, but things will get better. Look after your family. Be strong for them. I'm gonna give each one of them a silver.
Okay.
I don't know how many there are. Sorry?
And
I asked if any of them were hurt. Through like pursed lips, like not opening my mouth very much.
Yeah, so you will notice that Stocia seems to translate because it doesn't look like anyone here actually speaks um, low. They won't be used very well. The little kid, when the oldest one, who you think must be maybe 12, right? It's just a 12-year-old girl. Because you have like a young, you basically have like three girls. Two of them, are probably maybe 8, 7 or 8 young. There's a 12-year-old girl, and then there's two younger boys also. And they look at you, and only the girl says, "Thank, very broken. Thank you." Uh,
How
well,
many of them are there, these kids?
5 kids,
Just so I can. Right.
3 girls, 2 boys.
I'm going to stand up and talk to the parents and ask Sochu to ask them if they would mind stepping outside for a quick word.
Um, the they shake their head, and the man stands up. And the man, you can see, he's got a big bushy mustache. Right, he wears um, um, very simple clothing. He has a cap on his head that is pulled tight. Um, like one of those like golfing caps, whatever, like pulled tight. It clears at someone else who wants to try and hide the branding that they have on his forehead. And he says something to his wife and says, he pats himself, and he points. Come, I go,
Okay.
and he
So
follows you out.
I assume even Titus are with me.
Yep.
I'll say,
Yeah.
we want to find out who and what did this, and we hope you can answer some questions.
He shakes his head like as
Who were? Okay. Who were the families who died? What
and
did they do?
he
For
says, um, Litvin, uh, Kulakov, and I mean, it's
Putin?
Kulakov, and he says he starts talking very rapidly now, but he's talking to the sort of the gang leader ruffian, and he turns to you and says, okay. So Stoichko goes, Litman, uh, he he work at furniture factory, new one, between Sutville and Sriraj. Uh, Kulakov, he work at metal factory. The woman,
Can you hold up?
um,
Oh, sorry.
the woman, um, they take care of children.
Eve, could you hold up that tool belt so he can see?
I hold it up
And
and
then
hold it out to him.
what are these? Whose were these tools, and what are they?
He shakes his head. He points to himself. He goes, "No," and he talks quickly to the gang leader, and Stoichkov says, "These are not his. These are not of Litman, not of Kulakov." He says, "He does not know what they are, who they are." And he looks and he says, "You give me this." And they start talking rapidly to each other, and they're like, maybe these are tools to work leather. Uh, I'm not sure. I can ask. I know not what this is for.
Who put the garlic over the door? Why?
He says, um, he says, I've told you before, we are haunted by the devils that drink blood. He says that some nights before, that's Littman's Littman's woman. I think her name is Ruzika. For some weeks, he was feeling ill. He says that other people in building also falling ill like this. Like old country. He said that the blood-sucking devils were hunting the building, and so he put up garlic and old herbs to protect. He never once he said he saw someone in the room in the darkness. He heard what? And they're like rapidly talking to each other. He thought it was one of the others, but he stumbled looking for the candle. He heard the woman cry out. There was a sucking sound, and then it got cold. He lit the candle, and there was no one there, but he heard footsteps and looked through the door, and at end he saw mist, like smoke, go under door. Then they started putting garlic all up on the floor. I tell you, blood-sucking devils, they come, they're hunting us.
Why you?
Because no one pay attention to us here. No one come protect us. I come protect. That's my job. I try. But blood-sucking devils, they're strong. He says, he talks to you, you must help me with this. If people here think that we cannot protect them, I will lose face. I will lose power. It's not the power over people, but I must help my people.
We have the same goals. I wish to see them dead as much as you.
You are interesting. What should we do? What do we do now? Garlic and herbs and tales of my grandmother. They have not stopped them. And what? And what did this? I see. He kind of brings you guys away. He's like, the bloodsucker was dead inside, but what killed him? What could do such a thing?
That was not a vampire. It was an animal. Several animals from the tracks we saw. I don't know if these animals are with them, and maybe these wards did work. Maybe they couldn't enter, but the animals could.
What about the dated one?
I'm sorry, what did you say, Elvis?
I said to Eve, what about, I'm not sure if they came together. That one was decapitated. I can't see them working together and then biting the master's head off.
Maybe one of the people got the better of him?
Did the head, I'm assuming the head looked like it had been ripped off rather than sliced off, right?
Yeah, ripped off. Yeah, torn off by tremendous force.
I think if one of the people got the better of him, it would take a long time for them to chew through a throat like that. There was no knife or sword or axe. Well, keep your ears open. Listen, look for dogs. Look for fucking massive dogs. Clean this place up.
We should move this family somewhere safe.
I've given them some gold so they can move from.
We could see them safely to a border.
Where?
Get them across to another part of town.
I don't think they were attacked specifically. Do you?
No, but they're witnesses.
So what, though? These people weren't in. They didn't see anything.
And what would these things want with the people upstairs?
This one seems to think it's just that they're easy pickings, right? They tracked them, trailed them, took in their prey, and then went for it. That would be my guess. I think if anyone knows how to hide them anyway, it's going to be Stoichko. Stoicho. It's going to be Stoicho. Getting them across borders, that just adds to the risk, surely.
Titus, what do you think about all this? What's Titus Crow have to say?
Well, obviously, these from what I can tell, it looks like these vampires were probably preying on the weak, prey in this area, and something bigger and stronger came in and either is trying to push for territory or is specifically hunting the vampires.
Or maybe just this vampire, but yeah.
Well, yeah, like because obviously, we've been here for a little bit. We haven't heard reports of people being, paper shredded.
Yeah. Either way, Stoicho has promised to look after them. I've given him enough gold to put them up for quite a while round here.
Yeah, that's a lot of money for these people.
So.
Okay. So like Stoicho comes over to you, I assume when you guys are talking, he says, okay, I went to go talk to the woman. I talked to children. The children say they were telling that they saw. They say ghost. That they saw ghost 3 times last fortnight come into their room, but they were too afraid to say anything. They were paralyzed. They say could not move. That's his word. Yes, no, I wouldn't say. He wouldn't say paralyzed. He would say when ghosts would come, their mouths would not move, their bodies would not move. They say so much fear they had. They would tell their parents that something was wrong, but they would not listen.
I would like to go up and ask again, not opening my mouth to show my teeth. Ask if I could look at the children, and I would look them over for puncture wounds.
Yeah. With a careful eye, you will notice that all of them are punctured.
This is what I was afraid of. We need someone who all the children? How many? I mean,
8.
There were 5. There were 5 in that room, right?
5.
But and again, it's like very slight. Only you notice. It's not like they're fresh, right? They're not like, oh, they're bleeding. It's like you look very carefully, and you're like, oh, right there. Like it's clearly been healed over. It's hard to notice, but you know what you're looking for.
We need to protect these children, Elvis.